He's like, just go live.
I love this. So is this because he's in your house? Is that what's going on? That's what happened last time.
I know.
Hello everyone. So we have been we started a little later because Dave is trying to work out how we can get rid of the echo that he's got. So yeah, Dave will probably appear again in the chat, but at the minute he's trying. Oh, there he goes. Here he is. Is that better?
Yeah.
Technical difficulties solved.
Yay!
We'll see how it goes. The thing is, it used to be Gareth was the problem all the time, and now it's me.
There we are. See?
Hey, Margaret.
Right. Yes. So, Dave, do you want to introduce Deea?
Hi, everyone.
Really subtly introduce our guest.
So, hey, easy. Hi, everyone. Thanks for coming tonight. Let's see, how are we doing here? So our guest tonight is the lovely Deea from Novel Idea. Hey, can you calm down? Hey.
No.
Hey.
How's that? Hey. That one.
Stop. Hey, shh. Here, let me. Sorry, technical difficulties still here. Okay. Okay, so there's a bunch of people here. Okay, so our guest tonight is Deea from Novel Idea. Was nice enough to join us. Deea has. So I know you two kind of recently started hanging out, or?
Yeah. So I have seen Deea's channel for a while, but we've been talking on the comments and stuff, haven't we, Deea? And that's been really nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought it'd be, and then you said, well, me and Deea are like best friends. We live together practically, and it was like, okay, cool.
We've been roommates for like a decade. Didn't you know this? So yeah, Deea and I. So Deea and I. So we'll talk about that some tonight. Deea and I read a lot. I don't even remember how we first found each other. Maybe through MJ.
No.
No.
I started. I watched your very first video, right when you started your channel. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And we had.
She's been stalking you for years.
Apparently, I didn't know this.
I think my comment on your channel was something like, "We don't have much crossover."
Yeah.
But I love Olive. So sticking around for Olive.
Wow. Yeah, Dave always takes Olive out when he goes out trying to pull someone as well. Then he goes down the bars.
Such a great. I really loved your heart for the people that you did connect with, Dave, and that's the reason why I stuck around. It wasn't Olive.
It wasn't Olive. I think it was Erie once said that she's like, came for the dog, stayed for the books.
Yeah.
Yeah, Erie's here tonight. But yeah, so Deea and I have been BookTube buds for a couple of years now. And we don't have a lot of crossover, but we have some crossover.
Yeah, I read zero horror.
Zero horror. Can you believe that?
No
zero horror. But we have been working on the Tarzan series together. So we started it together with the first book. We had both wanted to try it. And so we did. We both loved it. Both loved the first Tarzan book. And now we've done seven.
Yeah.
7. Yeah, so we're about to start our 8.
I do have it, so I'm ready when you are.
Okay.
Oh, Dave, you're always trying to juggle all these buddy reads, aren't you? And you're like, oh,
I know it's tough. I'm not always so great about it. But Tarzan, I've been pretty good, right, with Tarzan.
Yeah. You've been great.
Deea's a really fast reader and a very disciplined reader. So we like Gareth, when you and I did a buddy read, it was very loose. Like when Deea and I do them, they're very regimented. We read like 2 chapters each day, and each day we check in
Oh,
on
wow.
however
Okay.
many chapters it is. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
you know me, so here and there I fall behind, and Dea's great about just always like slowing down or speeding
I
up for
just
me.
stop.
But
Yep. Just stop and wait. Not a big deal.
But I'm not too bad, right? I'm pretty good
No,
with
you're
it.
great. Yeah, you're great. The great thing about the Tarzan chapters is they're not very long. And so even if you get behind, it doesn't take long to catch up. So
Yeah.
I love the idea that you were just constantly, have you caught up yet? Have you caught up yet? Yeah. Have you caught up yet? Yeah. Okay. Let's we'll ask Deea to talk about a channel in a second, but let's say hello to people, so that we're not like literally half an hour behind. Let's have a look. There's quite a lot of chat already, actually.
Mhm.
Oh my god! So there was some chat. We were saying, me and Deea were saying there was some chat before we even started. So
Yeah.
they were well ahead of us.
Yeah.
So Margaret's here saying hello, and
Hey,
then
Margaret.
Heidi's here.
Yeah,
Coffee Nuts here. That was a lovely comment earlier on one of my videos from Coffee Nuts. So hello and thanks. Can I just say quickly, because I'm going to forget, massive thank you to Kat from Ginger Bibliophile for the really lovely review she did today of Brown Yelp Gang.
Oh,
so
neat.
Yeah,
That's
it's a big
cool.
deal when someone says something about your book, and she was really nice about it, and she said she really enjoyed it, and she sort of described it in a way that absolutely is right, you know, sort of like she sort of said Hitchhikers as a musical or something like that. Yeah,
hang out with a rock band in space.
Yeah, and Elaine mentioned it as well today. So yeah, really appreciate all the support for all that. I might stop thinking I'm not a writer if people keep talking. It'd be nice. Margaret says, have we all warmed up our fingers to keep them happy? Yeah, there we go. This is why they tune in. It's just to try and get us going, isn't it? Here he says hello, and there's Kat. Yeah, so thanks, Kat.
Hey, Kat.
I've been warming up for chaos all day. Here we go. When you say warming up, have you been belly dancing? Because you were belly dancing in a video. That was pretty awesome. Did you see that, Dave? Did you see that? Kat was belly dancing in one of her videos. She did like a book wrap-up thing, and she did some belly dancing at the beginning.
I think I would have remembered that if I saw it.
Well, I was watching it thinking, why doesn't Dave do this in his videos?
I could do that. I mean, if there's demand for it, I'll do it.
You need to do a thing of Olive doing a belly dance, like you have her.
The next intro is going to be an AI version of Olive belly dancing.
What do you think? You want a belly dance?
Oh, she's up for it. Yeah, that's an affirmative. I'll give them a tiny break when I make dinner if they're lucky. Oh, okay. So we got some period when they got. And Margaret's going, yeah, it's because we were late, weren't we? I could always fill up the chat so they're lost from the get-go. Well, we're already catching up.
Yeah, you're keeping us hopping already.
Reminded the UK contingent the time changed. Yes, the time's changed. So yeah, we're even more distant. It's not just Trump that's making us distant. It's the time gap as well. There's an extra hour between us. I'm reading in the meantime a book on Morris design. Oh. Anyone else have a CR? What's a CR?
I don't know. Do you know?
Do you know what CR is, Deea?
You know what she's saying, Deea?
Nope. I know.
Does anyone else have a crime record? That's what she's saying.
Oh, okay.
Margaret, no, I'm joking. Margaret, I'm sure Margaret hasn't got a crime record.
I thought maybe it was like for a readathon or something. Because it is like March Mystery Madness right now. So. Well,
Margaret's doing the really crazy one, the hardest book challenge in the world ever, or something. And it's completely mad. When she goes through it, she's saying, "Wow, chaos is brewing." As Elaine, hi, Kat and Margaret. How are you? Been ages. That's probably a joke. She's just done a live stream. So again, thank you for mentioning the Brown Yelp Gang. She's reading. She's in the middle of Brown Yelp Gang at the moment, and hopefully it's making her laugh. Kat says, "Elaine, how have you been? It's been too long." Kat says, "Maybe Gareth is trying to make cookies for today." I don't make them.
got-
I buy
you
them.
got
I don't
lost
make
in
them. Only lunatics make cookies. A reference to Margaret there. Tech Gremlins. Oh, here we go. So I think this is where we started.
Yeah.
Welcome to your stream, guys. If they gremlins, not just after me. So there were some gremlin issues for feisty Olive.
Yeah, salty Olive.
Olive said, "You better not forget me after giving up my seat last night." Yeah. Well, what you missed, Dave. When you disappeared, I made a joke about. I said, "Are you actually? Have you got Dave around your house, dear?"
Yeah. Yeah. Gonna just walk through the door here.
Because that's infamously what happened last time, and it's been is it our highest number rated watch time? Is it our highest? 300 and something, isn't it?
I don't know. Those ones from Pat are pretty high.
Yeah, because I think it's because the beginning people watching the beginning. But it is very funny.
Yeah, I don't know. That was pretty funny. That was pretty funny.
Awesome.
I've watched that. Do you know what we're talking about, Deea?
Yeah, because Joe came and sat with you last week.
Yeah. I have watched that like 5-minute segment myself probably 20 times. I can't, and it never gets old. I keep cracking up like crazy every time I see it.
Well, it's so ridiculous because I'm kind of, my brain is saying the right things, but it's also going, but what does that mean? It's like, it means he's there, but it looks like Dave's background. Think, Gareth, just move that logic forward a little bit more. Brilliant.
It would be quite the trick if Dave walked in now, though, because I'm clear across the country from him.
Well, I won't put anything past him now. Be even cleverer if you were here. I'm miles away. Margaret says, salty Olive, drop her in some vodka. Dirty martini. Wow. Dave, keep your dog away from Margaret. Gavin's here. Hi, Gavin. Maybe Gavin's here because it's a little bit early over here. It's only 10 o'clock over here. One of my students said to me, "Is it your show tonight?" I said, "Yes, it is." I don't normally get students coming in. We've had some ex-students, haven't we? But and he said, "What time is it?" And just I didn't think, and I went 11 o'clock because it normally is. And it was like, "Oh, I might say hello." So don't forget a current student.
I think we would have messed it up again if so the last time we had the clock change, Deea, we didn't know. And so I'm sitting here by myself. And I'm like, what's going on? The people in the chat started to like,
and I was watching it. I was
still driving home.
It was about 20 past. Like I saw you on the screen with MJ, and I'm like, "Oh, I'm supposed to be there." It was quite funny. It was very funny.
But I think we would have done it again if MJ didn't remind us. We probably would have.
Yeah, probably. MJ's really poorly at the moment, so everyone's going to send their love to MJ. She's really not well. So huge hugs to MJ. She can't watch this because she's so ill. So she sent me a message about a couple of hours ago saying that she was gutted, she was going to miss it. But yeah, so everyone send good vibes to MJ. She's not very well. Saying hello to Gav. Oliver's the star always. Oliver's the pretty one. Hi, William. Hey, William. Hi, William. Get the band back together. Does Deea have a crossover with Olive?
I don't.
No,
because Olive even pushes the trash, and I don't read the Garbaga stuff either.
She's the worst of all of us, Deea. She's what she reads. Oh, I'm sure Dave is disgusted by what Olive reads.
I am.
But you still talk about it, review it on the channel. It's admirable. It really is.
Well, I mean, it's our channel too. I can't be,
Spicy Olive. You could have 4 more multi-poos and call them Baby Olive, Sporty Olive,
Baby Olive. Oh my goodness.
Ginger Olive. That means dying your dog. And scary.
Oh, I'm sure a
scary Olive.
Maltipoo could be a ginger easily. Yeah.
Okay, that's
One
your
is
mission.
enough, right? Is Poppy there, Deea?
She is out on a walk currently with James, but she'll be back later.
Okay, she gonna make an appearance?
She could. We'll see if she
That'd be
wants
awesome.
to. She's not a camera dog. She doesn't love the camera, but we'll see if we.
Ralph's like that. Ralph's always sitting next to me, but he doesn't. Sometimes I pick him up and put him in front of the camera, but he's going, "What are you doing? Can you put me down, please?"
Yeah.
But he's grumpy now because he's going to be 17 in a couple of months, so he's proper grumpy now.
Poppy doesn't have that excuse. She's only 6, so.
That's nice. Right, let's keep going. Margaret says, "Stop and wait. I would love to see those two on a trail together."
Oh, she's talking about you and I, Dave, because I just stop and wait for you. We were out on
Love it. Sounds familiar, guys.
Yeah.
They'll never catch up now. Even if my twin is missing. Oh, this is Jenny. Jenny will appear at some point, I expect.
I think
they're going to try and catch up. Yeah. Yeah. It's awesome. Oh, it's Ben. Hi, Ben.
Hey, Ben.
Thank you. So it was the latest video that Kat did. It was what was it called? It was like a wrap up. It was lots of books, but included right in the middle of it was the Brownlee Up game. Some general chat.
Hey, Constance.
Oh, hi, Constance. I read that as Elaine for some reason. Constance and Cobalt Dragon, very similar.
Yeah.
just look at the first letter. Yeah. It's like we've not spoken for 30 minutes. Yeah, this is the thing now. We're now quite often we're like literally an hour after Elaine's done her live stream. So yeah, it's the thing now. I actually had a little nap, you call it in America, don't you? Earlier, so I missed the live stream.
What do you call it?
Calls it a kip.
I have to correct myself and make sure I don't say kip because my natural thing is to say I had a little kip.
Oh, you had a little kip.
And then I said that to Joe. And Dave. Joe was like, "What the hell is a kip?" And he was going mental.
I've been learning British. We do that. We have a chat with Joe, and I'm constantly Joe is constantly like, "What? I don't understand what you're saying." And I constantly have to translate.
But then the last time he said that, I don't get it. I mean, he's not here, so we can talk about him. But last time he said that, I hadn't said anything weird. He was just like, "I don't know what you're talking about." I was like, "What?" I just said, "People April." That's all I said. Just People April. Yeah. He's like, "What are you talking about?" It's not always because I don't understand. Gotta get some exercise.
We had a lot of issues those first couple shows. We were figuring out what biscuits are.
Yeah. We've got used to each other. You know, we are now great ambassadors for the US-UK relationship. Yeah, I know. I'll tell you what, Dave. The more this madness happens, I really hope that there's not going to be any hassle at the airport and stuff. And when I'm in New York, like seeing you guys, and it's like, "What? You're British?" You know, well, I don't know what the UK are doing. Do you know what I mean? It's like so weird.
Who knows? By then, who knows?
Who knows? So yeah, jingle all the belly. Everybody should be belly dancing in their videos, I think. Isn't that true, Margaret? Tell me if you're up for belly dancing in your videos. Start a new trend. Do a tag. Cat, do a tag. That would make everybody do it. Pat will do it. Pat will do every tag. If you do a belly dancing tag, Pat will belly dance. Wouldn't she?
You think she would? I mean,
well, if you make it into a tag, she will. She's made tags more popular than, I don't know, America.
Oh boy.
Kat, you got.
Oh, that's what CR is. Current read.
Oh, current read.
What kind of booktubers are you? Naive.
I was not very good.
We need to ask Deea in a minute once we get through this. We need to talk about biscuits, and we need to ask Deea what her channel's like and what she's reading and stuff like that. So we need to get. There's a million messages. So they're just.
This is our constant struggle, Deea. We try not to get too far behind, but
it's unbelievable. After putting up with me for 2 hours as well, this is Ven talking about the live stream again. I thought you were going to bed. I never said that. See, this is the stuff we've got to read out on our own live stream. You know, I thought you were going to bed. Well, I'm a known psycho. Lunatic. There's a new label I can work with. Once eggs are cheap enough to bake with again. Oh, yeah. Well, do you want me to import some eggs? It's Jack. Sorry, I couldn't be on tonight. Traveling at the moment. Yeah, so okay. Oh, that's good. Easing a boring journey. Jack's going to be our guest next time. Okay. So a little tease for 2 weeks' time. Is it all next week? I can't remember.
2 weeks.
2 weeks, because it's a little bit funny at the minute because I'm going on holiday again.
Yeah.
And then we got a.
And then Rage is going to be on the 1 week after Jack.
Yeah. And then I'm going on holiday. Yay. Do Gareth and Dave compare stats on their episodes? How does that go? It's pretty similar, to be fair. There's no which sounds like I'm comparing, but you just can't help but notice because I don't always notice because we put them both. I think both of us have got a playlist for all of the episodes, haven't we, Dave? Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got so when I look at my playlist, I don't even see what channel it's on, and I can see that they're pretty consistent as far as the amount of views. So you know,
I've honestly never even checked.
I only know that the last week was doing so well because Joe went on about it, didn't he? He was like, I'm the most popular guest in the world.
I'm going to check this right now.
I'll
end up disconnecting myself.
Sipping tonight, Ben. So people want to know what Ben's drinking. They're checking views, see who they want to have back. No, we're not doing that. I don't think any of them have tanked, have they? But that would be our fault if it had though. It wouldn't be the guest's fault.
Yeah.
I'm up early meeting. Oh, hold on. I'm up early meeting my Jenny tomorrow. Oh wow, cool. Who has the best biscuits? Well, that's a thing. I've got a very popular biscuit with me today.
Did you bring biscuits, Deea?
I did.
Yeah. Yeah. So Deea deserves the special shirt anyway for doing that. Because you can't always assume now, can we? Some people have let us down, haven't they?
Yeah, they have. Somebody showed up with a lifesaver in their pocket. Who was that? That was Jim. Jim, right? Jim showed up with a lifesaver. That was just so disappointing.
Can I just say my ears need washing because I thought you said they turned up with a lightsaber. And I'm like, whoa. Why did they bring a lightsaber into life?
That wouldn't be a loss.
Sorry, what?
That wouldn't be losing. That would be winning if they.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you need more belly dancing and more lightsabers.
If somebody showed up with a lightsaber, we would forgive them for not having biscuits. Wait, so do you have light? Do you have?
Do you have lightsabers, Deea?
Oh God, lifesavers! Now I'm getting confused. The candy. Do you have that candy over there, Gareth? We always got to check this with him.
I think you can get them in American shops. So they're not sold in loads of shops, but you can get them. So they're around. But you know, if it's American candy, then it's probably like some sort of death thing. You know, just like shoving a bunch of sugar in your mouth, in it. So you know, good luck, guys.
You know, that's pretty nervy of you to say that because like you're the one whose biscuits are full of our biscuits are actual biscuits. They're like bread.
Oh, Donovan, you're gonna tell me your biscuits? Well, we got him so well, and you're gonna tell me your biscuits are better than my biscuits?
No, I'm not saying they're better. I'm saying your biscuits are the ones that are
they're actual.
Yeah.
They're actual biscuits instead of sweet, flat.
Yeah.
Right. I am going to draw your attention, guys, to a bit of history. Right. I've always got the history card, mate. You're living in a country that's a few hundred years old. Yeah. This is a history of the biscuit that goes on for centuries and centuries and centuries. Yeah. So calm down on the thing about whether your biscuits are better than mine.
Look at
I've
that.
got a history behind me. Yeah.
I've
always got the history card, man.
He's prepared. Right. He's prepared for this argument always.
I've always got the history card.
He's had that book sitting there for months, just waiting.
Brilliant.
I love it.
We should probably I know we're behind, but we should probably let Deea. We're half hour in.
Yeah, this is literally just going through the comments. So, guys, you're actually making it you're not being fair on our guest by just going on and stuff. But although this is quite an important one, good thoughts to MJ. So we'll leave it there for a minute. So, Deea, tell us about your channel.
Tell you about it's a booktube channel.
What sort of stuff do you read? What are your favorite kind of things to do on the channel? What do you what do you see as a consistent thing that people might expect to see on the channel?
I read mostly classics, fantasy, nonfiction, and maybe a little bit of historical fiction, but it's really not my thing. You'll never see romance or horror or usually not like suspense thriller type stuff either, but sometimes, once in a while, suspense thriller. Just kind of depends on the book. And yeah, I just love it. I read as widely as I can without devastating my soul.
Is that how you feel horror would do? It would be just like you won't be able to survive.
Yeah.
What's the non-fiction that you read?
Both, they'll devastate my soul.
What's the non-fiction that you read?
I read a lot of different kinds of nonfiction. I love history. Depending on the memoir, I love memoirs, biographies. I love. I actually really love like nature writing and that kind of thing. I love stuff about, like, I'll read John Muir about hiking and national parks and forestry and all of that kind of thing. So if it interests me, I'll read it. That's basically it.
No, that's awesome.
So you said, so obviously I know you're really into fantasy, but you don't like romance. So what's your position on romantasy?
It's whoever likes to read it can read it. I won't read it. I have tried a couple of times, but I'm just like, yeah, I'm just not here for this kind of a story. I just don't care.
Did you do Fourth Wing?
I tried Fourth Wing.
You did?
I did.
Did you DNF it?
I did.
Did it feel a bit like teeny kind of?
Yeah. If I was reading a fantasy novel for teens making out in dark spaces whenever you turn the page, because that's basically how often it was happening, I was like, okay, it's not the kind of academic, I love like dark academia type worlds, but it wasn't academic enough.
I tell you, Fourth Wing sitting over there, and I'm not going to read it, but my wife bought it, and she said that she'd heard on the radio that everyone was buying it, and it's got dragons. She loves dragons, and she thought, oh, that might get me back into reading, because she doesn't read for pleasure at the moment. And she said she bought it, and I said, did you just say Fourth Wing? I said, yeah. I was like, when she said it was coming, and then I told her about it, and then my daughter told her about it. She's like, well, I don't want to read that. So it's sitting over there. I don't know if anyone's going to read it. It's quite funny. Yeah. But they've been talking on the radio about how successful it is and all that, you know.
Yeah.
But so do you read cozy fantasy like Legends and Lattes and stuff like that?
I have read Legends and Lattes. It's not my favorite thing. I like high stakes.
Yeah.
So I want to know. I want it to have weight. I want to know that these characters are really gonna, grow and evolve and become, and not just that they're, building a coffee shop. Woo! That's thrilling. So, yeah.
Yeah, I can relate. There is that aspect of like, yeah, okay, cool. It's nice. Yeah.
And there are times when I'm in the mood for that. So if I'm in the mood for it, then I'll read it. But
Gareth, we just read that Robin Hobb Assassin's Apprentice, and Gareth thought that was too cozy.
Yeah,
I didn't like Assassin's Apprentice. I am a very marginalized person when it comes to Robin Hobb. I'm not a Robin Hobb fan. I don't care for her books.
What in general? You haven't liked anything you read by her?
I haven't. Not a single one. I tried Assassin's Apprentice and whatever the second book is. I DNF'd the second book, and then I tried Ship of Magic, thinking that I would like the that second trilogy better. And I didn't like it either.
Okay. I've actually go on.
Go ahead. No, go.
Well, I'm wondering if it's the same question. I was going to say, well, what do you like? What are the fantasy books or authors that you really like?
I don't know that there's I just got done rereading Garth Nix's Old Kingdom trilogy. Love it. I read Deea, which is Chakraborty's. Yeah, the Deea trilogy, which is S.A. Chakraborty's trilogy. It's about genies.
It's not about Dave's bod.
No, it's not about Dave's bod.
Although that would also be a very entertaining, exciting fantasy series.
So I've got an image of him belly dancing again.
So I really enjoyed Deea. There's a series by...
She's never going to say that word without us thinking of...
I'm going to keep saying it just so that you guys keep having to picture it. There's a series by Curtis Craddock that I really liked. I enjoyed the Mask of Mirrors and Liar's Knot and Labyrinths of Heart. I can't remember. Carrick. Is that right? M.A. Carrick? No, that's not right. I can't remember the author. It's a duo author. But they just put their initials in there. So anyway, but yeah, I enjoy a lot of different kinds of fantasy, but if it's political and not, heavy on the war and gore kind of end of things, then I really like, an adventure. I like the politics of a world. I'm reading, this is science fiction, but I'm reading Anathema right now by Neil
Stephenson. That's huge, isn't it?
It is. Yeah, it's my mammoth for March of the Mammoth. And so it's over 1,000 pages, but it's I'm on part 7, I think, in it, and there's 13 parts, and I'm just now understanding kind of a little bit.
It's starting to piece together.
I'm just okay, the world, I get it. I'm okay, and they're talking this way because everything has a different word for it. He doesn't call anything by what it actually is. The world has its own terminology for everything. And so Yeah, but I'm loving it. But part 6 almost to part 7, and it is just now starting to have a plot. We've been world
well done for
building.
keeping
We've
going.
been world building and finding the politics of things, and learning the ins and outs of the, like, he's in like in a cloister where monks live and that kind of stuff, and there's several different cloisters, and each cloister has their own politics, and so he's been world building for 7 parts of the book. And we're just gonna start entering into the plot now.
Well, so do you like the Song of Ice and Fire series by George Martin? You don't like them? Is that too filthy? Or
they're too much about the romance. If there's a romance in something, I'm okay with it, but I don't want it to center around a romance, basically, because I'm just not here for it. I have romance in my life. I don't need to read about somebody else.
That's brilliant. That's the best reason ever. That's great. And obviously you got Dave's bod as well.
There is that. That is one of the best endings to a trilogy. The last book is called Empire of Gold, I think, and it's so wonderful.
Which trilogy is that?
The Deea Bod trilogy.
Oh.
The Dave's Bod trilogy.
I'm gonna rewatch this with subtitles and see if they
see how many times Dave's Bod comes up when I say Deea
Bod. That's cool. So we'll have to see in the comments. Tell us, guys watching, if you've read the Deea Bod trilogy as well. I've never heard of it. This is brand new to me. That's awesome. So hopefully you've just had a ton of new subscribers. That'd be awesome. Let's see what else people are saying. Lots more books on the horizon. Good vibes for NJ. Yes, it's not very well. I'm still in my arm. Oh yeah, because Jack has had trouble typing on his comments and stuff. He's not been very either. So it must be really frustrating. I hope things are better soon. The lunar eclipse. Oh, I didn't know about that. There's a lunar eclipse tonight.
We'll only have it in America. It's not for the Brits.
Damn. Posh Olive. Oh yeah, Posh is the one I left out, wasn't it? Yeah. I think the current one might be Posh Olive.
They've got your back.
Yeah. You know about anything, you know about the Spice Girls.
Yeah. Yeah, you need to do that on your videos, Dave. You need to dress her up like Sporty Spice and Posh Spice.
See, I like that comment on the screen. I like the idea that if we leave that there for a while, so it's out of context. I like the idea people are going to think, is Margaret saying something about Deea? Bean is not a camera cat either. We get a rare glimpse on Ben's live today. Ghost readers in the sky. Ghost riders. There's puns. Hi, Ghost readers.
That is a great channel name.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
I'm sure everyone slips up as well when they say it. Oh, that's cool. So this is from the other. He's a good old boy. Gareth, have you seen noticeable results from your new thumbnails? Not really, but I'm really excited about it. I spent quite a while doing. I sent Dave the. I don't think I've sent the actual finished product, but halfway through doing my latest thumbnail, I was so excited about it. I said, "They go look," and he completely ignored me. Cat says, "Hi, Ghost. I used to think a kip was a snack."
Yeah, that's what I have
could be.
Yes,
kip sounds like it's a nice little cute name, isn't it? Kip, so it could be a snack, but it's not. If you're snacking one,
In the
Go on.
U.S., isn't it also like taking a little drink, like a little
That would be a nip.
a nip?
A nip.
You're right. Nip. That would be a nip.
So you can't nip while you're napping, and you can't
Nip
But
while
you
you
can,
you can't nip while you're
nip.
kipping.
Yeah, you can nip while you kip. If a kip is a snack.
Yeah, and if you don't want it, you go nope, nope to the nap, and nope to the nip. And if you're an Ewok, you would sing nub nub at the end of Return of the Jedi, and it'll get edited out. Naps are amazing. Kip is a new one. I'll have to remember it. Yeah, go for it. Start speaking proper English. Why not? William, you said, "Oh hi." I thought it was like a small drink myself. There you go. I thought Gareth might say a lie down. I was lying down. A lie down. A lie down is another phrase. There's many phrases, isn't there?
For a
I
nap.
mean, 40 winks is another one. 40. That's a nice one, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go and have 40 winks, and whoever's winking while they're sleeping, I don't reckon they're proper sleeping, are they? Do you wink when you sleep? I don't know. I thought that was their nap. And it's hailing again. Oh, wow, it's hailing with Margaret. I've got nice weather, no rain whatsoever at my end. Jenny's here.
Hey, Jenny.
So we are all good to
she's
go.
Been here for a while.
Well, yeah, all of these comments have been here for a while. Hate to hear about MJ. She's been sick for a while. Yeah. But I don't know. If we send her good vibes, then hopefully that'll help. I have to work on that and tag everybody. Yeah, there we go. So we're going to get a tag, a belly dancing tag.
Belly dance tag.
Just attempt.
Make sure you tag Deea. Deea wants to do that.
Oh boy.
And Michael K. And I've always wanted to see Michael K. Vaughan belly dancing as well.
K. Vaughan, sure.
Yeah, it's about time we saw. And Greg, how cool would that be? Greg from another Big Far Ridge belly dancing. Come on.
For sure.
I mean, Al's probably doing it now. So that's not going to be an interesting thing.
You don't even have to tag Al.
Yeah, he'll be there. He's there. I can't belly dance, Margaret says, but I can mash potato. I can do the twist. Now she's quoting Ray Charles, which is brilliant. Twin. Okay, now we're going to find out how Jenny is. Let the mischief begin. Yeah, it's been going for a while, mate.
You're late to the party, Jenny.
It's still going. No, she's not late to the party. You guys are late to the party.
Yeah, we were. It's true, dear. That's true. Hopscotch, my little sister, is allowed to go back to work as long as she doesn't. Hold on, Jenny, your sister is called Hopscotch. Is this true? I mean, I had a brother called Scrabble, so I can see why. I wrote "Ooh Thunder," and the echo in my brain said in Alan Cummings' voice, "Ooh Hunger." Hopscotch? Yeah, that's what I was thinking. How could you start without me, Kat? Checking out all these other channels in the chat. Yay, there we go. That's what it's all about. Community.
Yeah.
It's not nearly the same without you, Jenny. No. Yeah. Never turned down an Alan Cummings voiceover. Okay, I need to watch some Alan Cummings, listen to some Alan Cummings voiceover. He's a good actor. She broke her foot, Kat. It was funny watching her hop around elsewhere.
Hopscotch. That's good. Okay. My grandpa, I broke a toe when I was in high school. And my grandpa called me Hop Along Cassidy. For a long time, which nobody will get who is very young. You're old enough to remember.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean.
He called me Hop Along Catastrophe is what he called me.
Hop Along Catastrophe. Brilliant. Here we go. Bourbons are the best. So yeah, I'm gonna kick off a UK debate. Anyone in the UK watching this, I'm going to say a big statement when we get to the biscuits, and then there'll be a whole massive. I mean, there's a lot of debate in this country about what the best biscuits are, because obviously they're very dear to our heart, even though
I was
Dave doesn't quite.
There's a UK podcast, Dish. Do you have you heard of it?
Don't know that one. No.
It's Angela Hartnett and Nick somebody. I can't remember Nick's last name, but anyway, they always talk with, big name people and invite them on for some food. It's done through Waitrose, which I guess is a grocery store.
Yeah. Waitrose is one of the big chains. It's the posh chain. You don't go to Waitrose unless you've got loads of money.
Oh, okay. So it's done through Waitrose, and Angela Hartnett is a chef, and she always cooks a big meal for whoever's on and everything. But they had a big biscuit debate on one of the episodes.
Yeah. You can get people really, really like passionate and riled up. If I start that conversation with my students, that's it. It's the whole room takes off. Yeah. It's great. And I usually do actually when I do this, like what do they call it? What's the word when you're just like icebreaker thing. And the first lesson, I'll get them to sort of stand up and say what their name is, what instrument they play, what their taste of music is, and what their favorite biscuit is. And the favorite biscuit is the thing that gets everybody going, what? No! All that. Brilliant.
I love it.
So, yeah.
My wife was, the other night, my wife was digging into she found the hobnobs in the closet.
Nice.
And she was digging into those. And I forgot. I was like, I'm going to tell Garrett that he'll be really excited. That's like his favorite biscuit.
Yeah. Don't do that.
It's true.
Brilliant. Did you get some good videos of her hopping around on pain meds? Wow. Let's just take the piss out of Jenny's sister. I'm currently without biscuits. Oh. I get proper worked up if there's no biscuits there. I've got. I'm not going to do that. I don't like the idea of using them on the show, but I've got a massive shelf of sugar-free biscuits or reduced sugar biscuits because of the diabetes thing. And I to me it would be like, I don't know. It'd just be wrong to talk about those kind of biscuits on the channel. So I've got proper ones. But I have got so many sugar-free ones, which and some of them are all right, but they're not proper biscuits. I never see them anymore. I've never seen Lifesavers anymore. Yeah, it's good to put that in brackets because you said that quite a while ago. Cookies. Yeah, it's true.
Absolutely true.
Yeah. American bread is like cake. Yeah. Legally or not legally, what's the right word for it? In this country, it would be considered the amount of sugar you put in your bread, it would be considered cake.
We don't put a ton of sugar, not in just regular bread. We have like quick breads that are sugary, like banana bread or zucchini bread. You could call it cake because
when he says bread, he's probably talking about our muffins. That's probably what he means.
No, I'm not. That's what I've heard about your actual just loaves of bread that you make sandwiches out of. Is that not true? Is that a
sandwich?
No.
Is it a myth?
I think maybe some white loaves might have, like Wonder Bread or something might have. I don't even know if they sell Wonder Bread anymore. Do they sell Wonder Bread?
I don't know. I haven't seen one.
If we have bread in my house, it's homemade and it doesn't have sugar.
Ooh, homemade.
I mean, I hear it a lot. So if it's true, if it's not true, it'd be interesting.
I don't have gluten. I don't eat gluten, so I don't have bread around most of the time.
Right.
And so if somebody's coming over, I'm just going to make a loaf. I'm not going to go out and buy a loaf. So
do you find it easy to find
little bread makers or?
No. It's easy. It's just a sourdough. You just mix it up, pop it in a pan, pop it in the oven. It's done. So, yeah.
Do you find it easy to find gluten-free stuff where you are?
I do, but I just don't bother with it. So another thing that you can know about me is I am vegan. I eat vegan. I am gluten-free. I don't do added sugars or sweeteners of any kind. I'm anaphylactic to chocolate, so I can't do chocolate.
Yeah.
And I'm anaphylactic to walnuts, so I can't do
quite dangerous.
any walnuts. Yeah.
Yeah.
So my diet is very, very limited.
Very specific. Yeah, yeah.
So it's easier
I was just wondering, because our supermarkets over here have got loads of sort of shelves, racks or whatever of gluten-free stuff, and there's like 3 sections, so things that are something free, you know,
right.
And our sugar-free stuff is sometimes there and all that kind of thing. So I didn't know if that was true for your supermarkets as well.
Yeah, there's shelves and shelves of gluten-free stuff in just about every market that you can walk into. But finding something that is vegan and gluten-free and doesn't have sugar or those kinds of things, that's rough.
So you gotta so you make a lot
I might
of your
as
own
well
food.
just make it.
Yeah. My sister, I don't know if you've seen on the channel, but I've mentioned I did a special video for her on Down Syndrome Day. So she's got Down syndrome and a couple of other things, and she's gluten-free. So when we've got her, we look to find the right things for her, and she's got quite a specific diet as well.
Yeah.
And like restaurants can be a pain, because some restaurants are better than others. Some are like, oh yeah, we got all this you can have, and some are like, oh, I don't know, and then they go find their boss and go, there's somebody who's gluten-free. Okay, so that's not how we spell biscuits. Here we go. Drop the name of the biscuit history book. Drop the name. It's called the Biscuit, the History of a Very British Indulgence by Lizzie Collingham. And I got this because I got it from the library. So I don't know if you can tell, but it's got library, those the outside bit that you get. Yeah, the plastic you get in the library. And I got this to try and help me out with the Historathon, but I've left the Historathon now. Don't know if you saw that announcement, but I'm not doing it anymore. But I'm still going to read this because I clearly have a very strong passion for the biscuit.
Margaret's going to download the ebook, and she's going to be quoting parts of that before this live stream.
Okay, brilliant. I love it. I like the idea, because obviously last time Pat was telling us who was the guest on different shows. And then this time we can have these biscuit moments. It'd be nice if every week, every show, someone is like peppering the chat with little bits of information. A mouthful of sugar. I see your shirt going over your head soon. Pause for Deea. Yeah, absolutely. We'll be nice to Deea. Well, that would be nice. Yeah. Please be nice to our guests and let them talk. If we just literally read comments for hours, it will be a bit silly. What's your favorite fantasy? Oh, here we go. He's got a question.
There's Poppy.
Hey.
Hi, Poppy. Being camera shy.
You want to come say hello? Hey, come here. Come say hello. She doesn't. She'll growl at me. She doesn't like being held up to the camera. Do you see yourself? Are you so excited? Okay.
Yeah, so there's a question for you, Deea. It says, what's your favorite fantasy or historical fantasy series?
I don't know if I have a favorite. I think that at one time I would have said that it was Brandon Sanderson, but not anymore. I've liked everything that I've read of Garth Nix. So I think he's wonderful. I'm trying to think. You guys putting me on the spot here. Dune is my all-time favorite science fiction, but it feels a little fantastical at times as well, because there's some
Yeah,
magic in there.
yeah. It's
So
like science fantasy, isn't it? Yeah.
yeah, so I think I mean I love that. Yeah, it seems like there's a lot of crossover with science fiction and fantasy. So
Yeah.
Is Nick's the one? Sorry.
no,
No,
go
go on.
ahead, Nick.
Is Nick's the one that did that Gideon series?
No, are you thinking Gideon the Ninth?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he didn't do that
Oh.
one. I don't even know who did that one, because that one's got too much horror in it for me.
Oh, really? Oh, because it's necromancy, right? Yeah.
But Nick's this Old Kingdom trilogy is about necromancy.
Okay.
But he worked it so that it's the opposite. So instead of necromancy being to raise the dead, in this book, in this series, it's necromancy trying to keep the dead from rising. So he kind of worked it the opposite way, and it's based on music and sound, and that's the way that you keep the dead from rising. So yeah, it's really, I really loved it. I've been reading it with Jack from Spread Book Joy, and Gemma from Gemma Books, and
awesome.
Sandy from Ms. Reads a Lot. And so all of us have been trying to do fantasy reads together. And we've had some really successful ones. Like we loved Sword of Kaigan. We read that one.
I've heard about that.
It was really good. And I just finished her newest release, Blood Over Brighthaven. And that was excellent as well. But will you quit?
I heard somebody else talking about Blood Over Brighthaven recently as one of their favorite books last year.
Yeah, it's really, really good. I enjoyed it. I didn't like it as much as Sword of Kaigan. I liked Sword of Kaigan more, but I liked the ending of Blood Over Brighthaven more. So, Sword of Kaigan doesn't feel finished. It doesn't have like a resolve kind of. It feels like it's a setup for more books. But currently she's not writing anymore in that series. So you are being a pill.
That Nick's series sounds like something you might like, Gareth, with the musically powered.
Yeah.
You probably would.
Yeah, you were saying that your husband's a musician, right?
He is. Yes. Yeah. He is. He's keyboardist and vocalist mainly.
Nice.
He plays drums. But our son, plays just about anything. He plays everything, and he produces. He's a producer too.
So do you go to their gigs?
James doesn't gig anymore.
Right.
And Christopher, the gigs that he has are usually out of the country, and so I don't go.
You got to give an excuse.
But I always have to sit and listen to whatever the newest song is.
I love the language. I always have to listen to the song.
Usually what happens is he says, "Hey mom, you want to come over for dinner, or whatever." And I'm like, "Do you have a new song?" You need me to come over for dinner so I can listen to the new song.
I love it. So there's a reason for it. I love it. We get sent new songs from my son all the time, and we had one. I'm sure he won't mind me saying that he sent one yesterday. It's a brilliant song, but it's so funny because he said to me on the phone, "This is me doing a happy song." And I was like, "Okay." He said it's a love song for Sammy, his girlfriend. I was like, "Okay, cool." And then we played it, and I said to my wife, "This is him doing a happy song." And then she's like, "Yeah, I know." And it's like, oh my god! And it's a brilliant song, but he's not the best at doing upbeat. It's really funny. It's like really like it's an amazing songwriter. It's a great song. So I don't want to. It's like a Gillian Welsh kind of feel to it, and she's not upbeat, is she?
No. But
yeah,
but she is happy.
she's happy. Yeah. It's a happy song, but it just makes me laugh that because we write together sometimes, and when we write together, it's much more upbeat. Because I don't really like doing downbeat songs anymore. So years ago, when I first started writing, when I was a teenager, I wrote lots of downbeat songs, but now I don't like doing that. So, but yeah, but he's perforated his eardrum, so he can't gig with us at the moment. He's having a lot of trouble with that.
Oh.
So yeah, he had to cancel 3 gigs, so he's a bit fed up with it because he's got his own band as well.
Yeah.
And the doctor said, don't go anywhere near any loud noise for 6 weeks. So, and we had a gig last week. We've got a gig tomorrow, and he's got his own. He had 2 other gigs set up as well for his own band, his like metal band. So, yeah, it's a shame, but there we go.
Okay.
Anyway, right, let's get back to this. So, suspense thrillers can be fun.
Up.
I won't catch up, but yeah.
Try at least.
Yeah. Elaine says, woohoo, no romance. Wait, no horror? How is that possible? Kat from Novel Adventures recommended the movie The Visit, but it seems too scary, way too scary. The Visit. I don't know that. Do you know that one?
I don't.
Oh, is that the one with the kids with the go to see the grandparents and the grandparents are being weird?
Well, okay.
Hey, Pat.
Hello, Pat. I've never heard of that one, Heidi. I find most horror films just funny. Who was that cat? You've already been name dropped. Yeah, obviously. Hey, Pat. Hey, Pat. Oh, this is great. These are just hey, Pats. Elaine,
now that Pat's here, we can just ask her, Pat, which is what is currently our most viewed live stream shows?
Yeah, she's our statistician.
Pat loves the stats.
We're holding off Billy. Yeah. Just so Deea can talk for a bit. Hope everyone's doing well. I need to put my headphones on. Right, it's raining hard. Wow. Dark Academia is amazing. Hard to find ones that are actually Dark Academia instead of smut.
Right.
Got any favorite proper ones, dear? So, any favorite Dark Academia, dear?
The ones that I've found that I like. Let me think.
I'll write them down.
There's one by Margaret Rogerson that is. Let me look here. I'm gonna just look things up on my phone.
I'll tell you what. Then if you look them up, I'll keep going through this.
Okay.
So we're gonna hold that question there. Would you think? Oh, there's another question. Mark says, would Babel qualify?
Babel qualifies as Dark Academia a little bit, but it's very political, and it also feels like, to me, it feels like 2 separate books. Like it starts out in completely different than the second half of the book. The second half of the book feels much more like almost like a quest kind of story, whereas the beginning is more political and academic.
Right.
So, but yes,
is it
I would. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't call Babel. Babel to me isn't dark academia because it's not sinister enough. There's not enough sinister quality to it. So
it's not dark enough.
Mm-hmm.
So it's what would it be?
But I think it does qualify as dark academia technically.
So mid-afternoon academia.
Yeah. Late afternoon, early evening.
Twilight academia.
What's the word? I'm trying to think. There is a word for when it starts getting a bit dark, but not quite that
Twilight.
Dark. Well, I was going to say Twilight, but there's another word. There's an earlier period. It's Twilight Academia. Dusk made it. My daughter made me read Fourth. I love this.
Not exactly dark.
Coffee Love says, my daughter made me read Fourth Thing. She's lucky I love her. The last 130 pages are okay. So presumably it evens out all the sex and kissing and stuff. Shot myself in the foot with my channel name. I can't branch out really. That's an interesting thing because that's what Cliff always says as well, doesn't he? Cliff Stark Gems. And I don't know if that's true. I think if Jack, I personally think your channel's brilliant, and if you occasionally did something else, we'd still know you're a sci-fi man. That's what I personally think. You know, I think it's quite good when the genre's in the name. I wish that I did that sometimes because my title was very general. So it's yours, isn't it, Dave? Back book Blava.
Yeah.
And yours, Deea. Novel Idea. It's good. That's genius, by the way. Novel Idea.
Thank you. I have my last name starts with a P, but I had a friend when I was younger that said, if you would have married somebody whose last name started with T, you could have been a deity.
Oh.
And I was like, I love it. So I've been figuring out plays on my name ever since then.
Trade him in. Get
I thought you were going to say, so I've been going through divorce papers.
No, I got to keep her.
M. Night Shyamalan. Yeah, I think that's the one I'm thinking with the grandparents.
Well, he's a funny one, isn't he? He's not that reliable, is he, now? He does do some dodgy films now.
Oh, really?
It's weird. Well, I think so.
I have one M. Night Shyamalan movie that I really like.
Which one?
Which one?
The Village.
Yeah, you like that one?
I do like it. Yeah.
That's not the best, but that's good. Yeah. I like all the movies I've seen by him. I don't understand.
I like his first two. I think are amazing. The first two were Sixth Sense and Unbreakable, weren't they? I think those two are brilliant. Yeah. Yeah, he did. The worst one was The Happening. I thought that was terrible.
I didn't think that was terrible.
I haven't seen very many of them, so that might be why I like them.
Yeah. You quite liked The Happening, did you?
I like The Happening. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, Sixth Sense will always be the best, but yeah, I like The Happening.
Well,
like Signs, Village.
I've seen The Sixth Sense.
Yeah. It's a classic. You get a couple of changes in sci-fi ones if you want to change. Yeah. Go on. Sorry. Go on.
No, I was just going to say, even that one, I think it was called The Lady in the Water or whatever, which was weird. Yeah. But even that one I thought was kind of clever.
Yeah. Yeah, Richie, my mate in the band, he loves that. He lent that to me a while back, and that's in the loft somewhere. What's that? Yeah. He lent it to me at the wrong time when we were putting loads of stuff in the loft, and it just went up there. So.
The mysterious loft. You never know what might be up there.
There's probably a family of 6 up there. I don't know.
It might be. Might be.
Enjoying all my books. I've never actually read Babel. The popular ones tend not to live up to the hype, so I avoid them until I forget how good they're supposed to be.
Yeah. I would say Babel doesn't quite live up to the hype, or at least it didn't for me. I enjoyed aspects of it, though. There was a lot of aspects of it that I really did like.
So Mara says she thought it was really well done, but not particularly dark academia, which is what you're saying, isn't it?
Right.
They don't tend to get into decolonialism.
Yeah, the dark academia doesn't tend to do that usually, which Babel does, or Babel, however you want to say it.
Oh, spoilers, Pat!
Yeah, what are you doing, Pat?
I'm about to read it. Come on now.
And you just spoiled the one thing that happens in the book.
The one action point.
It's right there. I'm literally about to read it.
I'll get rid of it so you don't see it on the screen anymore. You've just forgotten everything that was just said.
I'll pretend I never saw it.
So Jack's going to launch into a romantasy and alienate my viewership. You can dip your toes in other genres. Yeah, I think that's true. I don't think anyone.
Absolutely.
I think people like it.
Yeah, for sure.
I love Coven. Coven. Do you know Coven by Harper Wood? Do you know that one?
Mm-mm. Never heard of it.
The sequel was more hate screwing. Wow.
Oh.
Hate screwing.
Does she mean what I think she
Yeah,
means?
she does. She does. She totally does.
Wow. I couldn't get into
that Coven. Coven's a
Yeah,
that was
Coven.
that was the sequel to Coven. Yeah. I couldn't get into Ship of Magic. Are you telling me I shouldn't bother?
Yeah, don't bother. I mean, if you couldn't get into it, in the first little bit of it, all of the characters in Ship of Magic are extremely unlikable. There's like one or two that you have a little bit of sympathy and empathy for, and by the end of the thing, you're so fed up with all of the characters that unless you enjoy that kind of thing, you're just
you got this. Ship of Magic is one of my favorite books.
I was going to say, you're going to make Heidi mad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I tend to do that. Sorry.
Well, my only experience with Robin Hood was a positive one. I didn't think it was amazing, but I liked it.
Yeah,
I did like it.
I didn't think that I liked Assassin's Apprentice better, but I still didn't love it enough to continue the series. So.
Margaret's defending Legends. I mean, I'm only joking about Legends and Lattes. I think I enjoyed the experience of reading it, and I think it's good to have that kind of fantasy around as well.
I think high stakes is I don't think it's high stakes because you just don't feel that anyone is ever truly going to risk. Die in the book. There's that by the end of it she's gonna still have her coffee shop, she's gonna have a relationship, she's gonna have it just doesn't feel like there's this investment.
When I did my video on it, I did say that I felt like that it would have been nicer to have more of the sort of mafia element, the threat to the shop. If that threat to the shop was stronger, and you did actually feel like she might lose the shop, I didn't really feel like she would lose the shop. It felt like they were like in the periphery, not really being a major threat. So I do feel like that could have been a bit more palpable. So yeah, if because it is about the shop, if that threat was real, if you felt it, I think that would have been high stakes, but in a small plot. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I didn't feel like the shop was at risk at all. I felt like it was just like a nice, enjoyable telling of a shop being developed and the community being developed and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah. Making friends, influencing people.
Yeah. Finn says Ship of Magic's on my shelf to read.
I think more people are on the other side than I am. So,
so Pat's reading Robin Hood now. So, no, actually, yeah, because Pat and Al are buddy reading what we've just read. So they're reading.
How are you liking it so far? How are you liking it so far, Pat?
Yeah, let us know.
Sounds like she agrees with Margaret. She didn't. Yeah. She's having a hard time getting into it.
Almost everything. Almost every book in the world is on Jenny's TBR. Now I'm nervous.
Oh yeah, like I said, I am so the minority when it comes to not liking Hobbs. So
I filmed a video today about which included Robin Hood. So I do say again how I feel about her writing, just from that one book. I do say in the video it's only from one book, but that was fun to do. I talk about 6 authors in that video. What isn't it nice? What isn't on your TBR? Fourth wing. So we're still debating that one. Where is everyone with regards to easy reads versus more challenging work? Okay, that's cool. Let's go around.
Good question.
So how do you feel, Dave, about
that? I like to fancy myself as somebody that likes the more challenging work, but in reality, I probably gravitate towards easier reads.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Yeah, I probably more on the easy read side.
I think
What?
I don't know. I've got more as I've got older. I've got more into easier reads, and to be honest, at the moment, an easy read is a challenging work.
Yeah.
I'm finding it harder and harder to just in the last 2 or 3 weeks. I've read so little, and it's because I've got so much going on at work and a couple of other bits, some bits with the band that I just haven't been able to clear my head to be able to focus on the words. So I think sometimes it depends on how much headspace you've got. If you've got tons of headspace, you can read more difficult stuff. But I think people have sometimes got that luxury. They don't realize that everyone's got that luxury. What do you think?
Where do you fall on that, Deea?
I love a challenging read, but I have like 5-6 books on the go at once, and so I'm reading the challenging stuff, and I'm eating up the bubblegum stuff over here in between.
Right.
So
you juggle it.
Yeah, constantly. And it's middle grade March right now, and so a lot of my books are middle grade books, which I feel are very easy. And so I've got all of these big chunky ones that I've got peppered in amongst the middle grades, because I would get so bored if I was just doing middle grades the whole month and nothing else. So
I think it's an interesting subject for a video, and I also think it depends on how you define challenging work as well, because I think it can be about the density of the prose, it can be about the themes in it, it can be that it might, but how many times do we challenge ourselves to read something with a different political angle? That would be a challenging work. Or some people who are reading a genre they don't normally read, or a genre they don't like, I think that's really challenging as well. I think people sometimes stay in their lane. So even if they think they're challenging themselves, if they're used to a particular genre and a particular way of writing that someone else might find challenging, I don't know that that's particularly challenging for them because they're staying in their lane all the time.
Do you know what I mean? I love reading ancient Greek and Roman literature, and that I find it challenging. I read a lot of it, but I find it challenging just simply because not a time, not an era, not a way of thinking, a way of life that is common to me and to what I know. And so just about everything that I read that's Greek and Roman it's a challenge, and I love it.
Yeah. I remember when I studied the Odyssey and the Iliad at college, I found the Iliad more challenging than the Odyssey, because the Odyssey's got monsters inside. The Iliad is like quite straight. There's one bit in the Iliad where it's just a list of ships. So that can be challenging, definitely. But I hope that answers your question, Jack. Tell us in the chat what you guys think about that question as well. Kat says we'll get on there just so you can join the rant or rave about it. To Jenny, I bet you could find an out a space romance by one of your vintage writers.
Oh yeah, yeah. Then you wouldn't have to change your channel name, and it wouldn't interrupt your channel name.
Yeah, so Kat says she likes to sharpen brain and be happy avoiding the outside world. So like good escapist fiction. That makes sense, doesn't it? Williams Library says, I'll talk about my current reads. I'm reading Lord of the World. I don't know that.
I don't either.
Robert Hugh Benson. Don't know Robert Hugh Benson either.
Tell us a little bit more about it, William.
Yeah. I'm trying to alternate challenging versus easy at the moment. Yeah, I think a lot of people try and do. If they're serious readers, I think they do try and challenge themselves. But I do think it's an important point that I think going outside your wheelhouse or your comfort zone is challenging. I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And people. I think a lot of people underrate that. They don't realize how much that is an effort. You know. I mix popcorn reads with epic fantasy. The latter usually complex. Yeah. Epic fantasy is usually a lot more to remember, and like the canvas is bigger, isn't it?
Ooh, I just thought of one that I really do like. James Islington. Do you know him? Have you heard of him? Or Islington? I don't know which way to say it, but he has an epic fantasy series that I absolutely loved. And now I'm trying to remember the name of it. The Licanius trilogy.
That rings a bell. Yeah,
he's an Australian author.
And cool!
It's so good. I just loved it.
What's the? I haven't heard of it. What's like the general theme?
It's a quest and also political. So. It starts off with kids in a magical school, and somebody who is in the school, his magic really hasn't like opened up yet, and yet you know that he's going to be like the hero of the story somehow. So anyway, but something happens at the school that sends a group of these kids kind of out into the world, and there's something that's trying to overtake the world. And so it's very similar to like a Lord of the Rings kind of feel to it, as far as just the quest and having something to do and this big evil to overcome and that kind of thing. But it's very unique. Plays with time and gods and different things like that. It's really good.
There's not enough praise for Australian authors, is there? They don't come up very often.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
It's really difficult sometimes to get Australian books in America. I don't know if it is in England, but in America, I've been waiting for, like, I could order them on Amazon for a lot of money.
Right.
But if I'm wanting to, just be able to pick up a copy from a individual bookseller, a lot of them just don't have the Australian authors.
Well, I don't know what authors are Australian, so I don't know whether they're on the shelves or not, really, because I don't know enough Australian. But I think that's because nobody talks about whether they don't go, oh, here's 10 recommended Australian authors. Do you know what I mean? Which would help me to know if they're. So I need. So in the chat,
there's a video idea for you, Deea.
Yeah.
Australian authors.
10 Australian authors to look out for.
Yeah.
And he has a new book out too that just came out, I think just this past year. It's called The Will of the Many, I think. So James Islington. Really good.
Awesome. It's a nice title. The Will of the Many. They're playing with the Star Trek thing. So William's book is science fiction.
Yeah, it sounded science fiction.
Heidi says, I read The Black Company recently, another series for your TBR. Well, I'm going to have his advice. He's got a dodgy arm, so I'm up for it while he can't use his arm.
He'll be like the Black Knight on Monty Python.
Just a flesh wound, you coward.
I'll bite your arms off. I can fight you with one hand.
Jack,
See,
Jack's
I
a little
thought Deea
more,
was cool, but she's really cool quoting Python now. This is awesome. Go on, Dave.
No, I was just going to say, Jack's a little more spry than you, so you're going to need him to not have a couple of limbs.
Yeah, he's probably a lot more nimble than I am.
Chance in that battle.
Yeah.
He'll be like Inigo on Princess Bride, and he'll be like, "What? Why are you smiling?" I don't know, because I'm really left-handed.
Indigo. Oh, I love that film so much. Yeah, it's going to be interesting having him on. I love Jack's approach on screen as well. He like attacks the video, don't he? It's like this book, and he'll be like jump, 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 jump. Yeah, brilliant. Love it. If it's only in America, did it really happen?
That's
I'd sit in Canada. This is about something specific, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know what.
Oh well.
Oh, I bet it's the eclipse, the lunar eclipse.
Oh yeah, good one. Yeah, yeah.
Oh God, that's how far behind.
Yeah, it's fine. It's one of those things. When I finish Lord of the World, I will make a video comparing it to the Iron Heel. Oh, okay. The Iron Heel is Jack London, isn't it? It's a dystopia by Jack London. Yeah, I'm sure it's Jack London dystopia.
I don't know.
I think so. I have a bind up of the first 3. Heidi can't get the rest.
Who wrote the Iron Heel?
I think it's. Oh.
The Iron Heel was written by Jack London in 1908.
Way to go, Garrett.
20 points. To be fair, I don't think that's like amazing, but yeah. I've been looking for that. I've been looking for it in the shops because I was going to do a video. This is about 2 years ago. I was going to do a video on dystopian fiction, and I wanted to include that one, but I haven't found it in the shops yet. So it's actually quite hard to find.
I've never heard of that book. I've read Jack London, but
yeah,
I didn't know he wrote dystopian anything.
Yeah, it's mad, isn't it? It's one of those things. Call of the Wild is obviously not,
All of
and
the
it's very
Wild,
famous.
White Fang.
But yeah. Story of Booktubers. Have you seen results? No, but I'm really excited about it. What results? I'm lost.
I don't know. That one I don't know. I'll have to think about it.
I love it. It was very funny.
Yeah, obviously.
Well, did you nap too many nips? I've only got 2 nips. I just put the wrong image in my own head with that. Oh, that's yeah. See what he did.
Probably.
Let's just see too many nips. Toes up. I'll let you know if the books are worth reading after the original Black Company trilogy. Okay, cool. I can think of some that need to go toes up. Right, he's back. The video I spent the most time on. Oh yeah. That's a thing. That might be referring to what Margaret said about the results. And yeah, no, it's true. That's true for me. The ones that I'm kind of most proud of, if you like, the one I've did the most research on, or spent the most time planning, or had the most notes for, nobody watches them.
I pay zero attention to who watches what.
Yeah. That's the best way to be.
Make a video and put it out there and be like, okay.
Yeah. You'll wrap yourself in circles if you worry too much about that. Definitely. And when I first started, I did used to think, oh my God, am I doing it? And then you just think, well, I'm just going to do the videos I want to do and just see what happens.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I have that approach too, but it is interesting. Obviously we all see, right? We all notice what's getting watched and when it's getting watched. And it is interesting sometimes to see like the stuff that takes off is absolutely not what I thought would take off, and things that I thought were going to be. I mean, of course, a lot of people are going to want to watch this. Nobody does,
Yeah.
Or what occasionally will happen, right, is you'll have a video and there'll be no interest in it when you first put the video out. This is a little more rare, but there'll be no interest when you first put it out. And then, like months down the road, for some reason, all of a sudden people are interested in that book or that topic. And then all of a sudden it'll start to get a bunch of views because it's getting search hits, you know. It's interesting. It's really.
But also, sometimes the reason why you take a long time on a video isn't always because of the amount of thought you'd put it. It's sometimes because of having nightmares with technicalities like the editing and stuff. You know,
Yeah.
I think I've talked about it on channel before, but my video called 10 Reasons Why I Love Farscape, right? And I love that show so much. I can't tell you how much I love that show. So I really wanted to do the video.
You like Farscape?
Yeah.
That's a show you enjoy?
It's a show that I quite like. So I really wanted to do this video, and it took me a week because everything kept going wrong with me sort of rendering each bit of the video. Now I'd be like, oh, it's too long for that particular software, I'm going to shorten it, and then something would go, and then it'll flip upside down or stupid things like that. So it'd be so long, and I was like, I'm going to do this video. I've got to do this video because it's about Farscape, and so that took ages just because of editing problems, but I was determined to do it because it was about Farscape. But I think it's cursed.
That's really frustrating sometimes. I feel like so many times you're like something goes wrong. Something goes wrong with uploading some piece of it or whatever. And you're like every single, or you finally you finish editing it, you download it, and there was one thing that you didn't like save right. Like there was one overlay.
Yeah.
It's like, and I find myself saying this like so much, like, oh my God, every single time. It's not every time, but it feels like it, right? Like
yeah. Why am I doing this? That one I did of all those different booktubers saying their favorite book of the year, the one that had and Ben from Grammaticus Books, his bit. I'd edit it all out. I think, right, I've done it, and obviously that took ages. And then Ben's bit is there's no audio. I'm like, what? Yeah. How did that happen? And I didn't realize until I'd actually put it on the channel. I'd take it quickly off and then do it again. And it's just, and I had to start from scratch as well because I got rid of the final thing because I thought it's done. Booktube, eh? Yeah. Cool. Who'd have it? So a kip is also a 1,000-pound load. There you are.
Okay.
Isn't language a wonderful thing? What's in the goblet tonight, Dave?
Milk. It's always milk, Cat. It's all I drink, milk.
Because he also constantly eats peppers. So he has to drink the milk to keep him from crying.
Oh. I'm getting hungry, so we're going
to have to do biscuits. That is quite the chalice, though.
You like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, one of my buddies gave me that.
That's amazing. I love it. Wow.
Did you get a chance to read Weird Sisters? This is to Pat, so we'll see if she did that.
I love Weird Sisters. It's so good.
Yeah. So you're a Pratchett fan?
I am a Pratchett fan. I love Pratchett.
So Dave is about to embark on a Pratchett journey, aren't you?
Yeah.
He's a bit nervous.
Where are you starting, Dave?
I'm going to start with color.
Everybody's different. You want to talk about debate? This is another one. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Where are you starting?
Gareth says you start with color magic. So that's what because that's the stage. So that's what I'm going to do.
Okay.
But that's because he's a mate. I don't think that's the common idea. I think everyone else says guards or something like that. But he's like, I'll do that because Gareth says it. But I don't know. To me, it builds the world. I reckon read anything else after that. But Color of Magic is that's the first book he wrote in this world, and it sets it all up to me. That's how I feel about it. But then I was 15 when I read Color of Magic. So
I have not read Color of Magic yet.
Oh, there we go.
How many have you read?
About 8. I have a long way to go.
I've read about that many.
You want to talk about
it's 40 odd, yeah, it's about 44 or something like
that. That's a book series that I would have to buy new because people just don't get rid of Pratchett. And so it's hard to find secondhand and I can't afford them new. And so and my library doesn't have them. and so I have to just read whatever I can get my hands on, basically. In fact, when Dave goes to the big book sale that he goes to and stuff, he always is like, "Do you want me to still look for Pratchett?"
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because in this country, there's Pratchett all over the secondhand shops, and I think it might be because he's such a big seller. Because you're right, a lot of people do keep him, but yeah, you can find. I'd say most of my Pratchett collection, I've got a box full of them. I've got about 30 odd, I think, and they are mostly secondhand. So yeah, I've managed to find a lot in the world.
So tomorrow, I am going to pick up my daughter at college, and I'm going to be hitting my new favorite best bookstore
Matter,
again.
Right?
So Gray Matter Books, that's right. So either one of you have anything you want me to look out for? Pratchett, obviously. Anything else you want me to look out for while I'm there? Tell me now.
Oh yeah, because I'm going to see you in New York as well. So get a bunch of stuff from me. Just go wild. Just get me like a handful of books as a present. That'd be great.
I was actually. You should message me. If I was actually last time I was there, they actually have a cartooning.
No way.
Section.
Oh
so
my
I
God.
actually was rifling through there to see if there was anything I thought you might be interested in.
Oh, really? Oh, that's lovely.
But I didn't really know what I was looking for. So if message me like, tonight sometime or in the morning if there's something or certain cartoonists you're interested in, I'll check tomorrow when I'm there.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. It's funny because obviously we all want to see stuff that we go, oh my God, I found that in the world. But when I see a cartoonist thing or something from my cartoons collection, it's very special because that's rarer. So, there's certain things you see all the time, but there's so much stuff out there that you don't see because it's just a smaller market in it. So, we've got a great comment from Al said we'd have to pay him to belly dance.
Really?
So hey, come on, let's get a GoFundMe page going.
I believe Greg said that. I don't believe that Al would
Yeah, he'd do that, wouldn't he? Do it while he can belly dance while he's playing guitar. And Greg is going to bleach his eyes if Alan did it, which I think is a beautiful image. I bought a copy of it. Also, Guards, but I haven't gotten to them yet. Okay, so that sounds like Pat is new in the journey as well. Alan coming from Cabaret. Oh, okay. Yeah. This goes back a bit.
We're ways back here.
Yeah.
Once for the internet.
I'll tell you what I'll do. I'm going to give the people watching the chat, the video later, the chance to read the comments while I just put them up. So I'm out of respect for the people that have written it. Hold on. This is an actual good question. Coffee that says, what inspired you to start your channel?
Booktubers. I was watching some of the bigger name channels, Elliot Brooks, Murphy Napier, some of these, and I was fascinated that there were people talking about books on the internet, and then through somehow I think what I did is I went into people that were following those people to see if they had channels and see if they were talking about those books also. And per usual, when you're a big channel, like 25,000 plus followers, you don't usually answer people in your comments, but sometimes when I would go find people that were following them that had channels and would comment, they would comment back. So I found some other booktubers through that were just starting their channels. And just through watching them and talking to them and things like that, they just encouraged me to do it. And they walked me through, how to edit and and what programs they use in order to do their thumbnails and why a thumbnail is important and all of these other things. So yeah, that's what inspired me to start was just watching BookTube and talking to booktubers.
And how long is the channel again? How old is the channel?
Next month it will be 3 years.
3 years.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Right, I'm going to do a quick Jim. Chocolate hobnobs.
Yay.
Just going to pause on chocolate hobnobs. Love chocolate hobnobs. It's a great dunker. Absolutely. Chocolate digestives. Yeah, I haven't actually brought chocolate digestives to the show for a while, so I'll do that soon. Why do I know that name? I'm going to have to IDM Alan Cummings. Yeah. You'll recognize him, definitely. He's a big actor.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's brilliant. Goateed biscuit. Zach. Oh.
Zach?
I don't know what he's comparing with. That's one of my students. Hello, Zach.
Okay.
He said he'd pop in. He's probably wondering whether I'll ever comment on the fact that, because that was probably half an hour ago. But hello, Zach. He's a really good guitarist. So I'm sure he'd like me to say that on the screen, but he's very, very good. He's a metaler. But with a last name like his, I'm not putting that out into the white. I'm not sure that is. Oh, Cummings.
Doesn't want to put it into her search engine.
Yeah, the Spy Kids movies are great. I love them. Do you like the Spy Kids movies, guys?
I've seen the first one and I liked it. My kids were never into them. So.
Yeah.
How old are your kids?
My youngest is 30.
3?
No, 30.
Oh, 30.
My youngest.
That's your youngest. Oh, yeah. So maybe,
yeah,
because my oldest is 29 and my youngest is 23.
My oldest is going to be 36 this year.
Right. So maybe it's just a little bit older than Spy Kids was, because my two loved Spy Kids. So maybe it's just that little difference of a few years. 36. They're still kids, aren't they, in your head?
Yeah. I always have to think. Our oldest is 1 year less than we've been married. So I just have to figure that out, and then I can go 2 years back for all the others.
So you've been married 37 years?
This year it'll be 37.
Wow, that's awesome. Yeah. I've been married 34 years this year. 34 years I would have been married this year.
One time.
And I have 5
One time.
Just one?
Oh yeah, we got married. Yeah, we got married twice. Yeah, so we renewed our vows on our after the COVID thing. So I think it was our 30th anniversary. Yeah, it was our 30th anniversary. Yeah. So we've been married twice. Second one was so much better. First one was absolute chaos with my family. They decided to try and spoil it. But yeah, they weren't invited to the second one. This is more Alan Cummings. Margaret's really on Alan Cummings tonight.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, she's X-Men, GoldenEye. Condolences on the chocolate.
Oh, you know what? If it's gonna kill you, you really don't miss it. There's something about death that just isn't appealing.
Brilliant. Good to drop in, guys. Catch you in a couple of weeks. Okay, yeah, cool. Thanks, Jack.
Oh, so he's been gone.
Long gone.
Long gone. I'm sorry about this.
Everybody's sorry about the chocolate. They're giving you condolences about the chocolate.
Favorite supermarket. If you're still watching this, Zach, my favorite supermarket is.
So we must have been talking about Waitrose.
Yeah, Morrison's. Morrison's Bakery is well good. So I like Morrison's, but Sainsbury's has a really cool chocolate chip digestive, which we never go in Sainsbury's. It's a bit more expensive, but if we ever do, I'll grab them. But Yeah, Morrison's is my favorite one. So you wouldn't have Morrison's over there, would you? Do you have
Nope,
Morrison's?
we don't have
No.
Morrison or
You're
Waitrose or Sainsbury's or
yeah.
whatever else you said.
Do you have Tesco's? Because that's a really big
No,
company.
don't
No
have Tesco's.
They're we used to. Yeah, they're slightly more expensive as well. We go to Lidl's a lot. You have Lidl's, don't you?
Nope.
Oh, you don't have Lidl's.
Mm-mm.
Aldi's? Do you have
Aldi we
Aldi's?
have. Mhm.
Right. So Aldi's and Lidl's are very similar. They're European
Oh,
supermarkets.
okay.
And you can get like all sorts of Italian stuff and like. Mind you, can get Italian stuff anywhere. To be fair, we've got quite a lot of Italian hams and cheese and whatever and French stuff in our supermarkets. It was both hilarious and really cut deep. I thought, Jenny, I love this. This is completely out of context.
Yeah. We're
I usually
falling
use
behind, guys.
I need to speed up. I mean, if I was ruthless, I'd just ignore them all and just go to the later ones. But I'm not going to do that. The incredibly stupid swamp monster said Columbus discovered bread. I like that. Charlotte is yellow and sweet.
Challah bread.
Is that challah bread?
Yeah, it's a Jewish egg bread.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
How much makes a serving cow? There's a thing over here like called eggy bread where you sort of fry some bread in a frying pan with egg all over it.
We call that French toast.
Okay.
Yeah. What do you call it?
Eggy bread.
Eggy bread.
Eggy bread?
It's like a cute name for it. Yeah. It's just a bit, yeah. I don't know how folks manage gluten free. Yeah, it's hard, isn't it? There's so many, so much food that's got gluten in it. Like you said, you end up just making it yourself, right?
Yeah, well, and being vegan, it really helps because I just eat a lot of veggies and and no vegetable has gluten.
Yeah.
So
there's loads of people saying that the dog's cute, but when we go to this one, it says Gideon the Ninth was so good.
Okay, so that was clear back when we were talking about that.
Yeah. I'm actually skipping some now. So
hey, Farah.
Oh yeah, hi Farah.
Farah's on here. Oh yay! I'm missing her. She's not doing videos right now.
Oh yeah, she said she was having a break. Yeah, that's right. I saw that. Yeah. Jenny just randomly said Tim Curry. So
that was he's the Tim Curry is the one that does the audiobooks for Garth Nix's.
Oh, nice.
Oh, okay.
He'd be great at audiobooks. He's got such a rich voice. That's brilliant.
Mm-hmm. He also does an audiobook for Dickens' A Christmas Carol.
Nice. That's awesome. Yeah, there's lots of people answering that. Heidi, I DNF'd. What's that? BOBH. Is that the one that William's reading? No.
Oh, wasn't it that great fantasy novel you mentioned?
I have no idea.
What was the name of it?
No,
Blood Over Brighthaven.
Yeah,
there we go.
Yeah.
Too much techno
Thanks,
babble.
Margaret. Margaret just popped it in at the very bottom there.
See, that'll look even funny around context. Just randomly said it. We'll go, what's that there for? My parents always say they will watch my YouTube videos, but never do. A Memory Called Empire. That's something I really want to read.
I have tried it, and I do like it. But I haven't read. There's a second book in the series. There might be more than that, but I haven't gone on in the series yet.
I think there's 3.
Okay,
but I'm not 100%.
I've just read Memory Called Empire, and I do like it.
Oops. My parents sometimes watch it, but I never know when. Careful what you wish for. Well, you've only just started doing it, Jenny, and you don't even like telling us that you've done a video. So
That's right.
Is Pat still in the house? I'm sure she is.
I haven't seen her comment for a while, so she might not.
Oh, Zach says, "What? This is an interesting one. Awesome. What are the thoughts on books written in the second person?" That's a really cool question. I think I recently had an experience where it really worked. It was brilliant. And that was a Japanese book called Confessions.
Mm-hmm.
And it was about a teacher. It's quite a short book, and I would recommend it. I thought it was really good. It's 6 chapters, quite short. 6 chapters where this teacher is talking to.
You would not like it, Deea. It's not a book for Deea, but go ahead.
It might be. I don't know.
Is it because of violence in it?
Oh, is it violent?
Well, it starts off. The first chapter is a teacher telling the class, and this is the bit that's in second person, that she knows that her daughter was murdered by somebody in the class, and as the book goes on, it's all about painting this picture of this murder that happened by kids to another kid. So it's quite strong. Okay. And the teacher says she's going to punish them, and it's just an amazing beginning. But also, as it develops, you don't know what's going to happen, and it's really interesting. But the fact that it's done in second person is really effective. But I didn't find it effective when N.K. Jemisin did it in the first one of the, is it Broken Sky trilogy? Broken Earth trilogy?
Broken Earth.
Yeah, what's it called? The first one, fifth season. Yeah, fifth season. I read that, and I didn't like it when she went second person in that. I thought it was jarring. Yeah. What do you think?
I have found, I'm trying to remember the one that I read that I actually thought it worked really well in, because it wasn't that long ago. But I've found 1 or 2 books where I feel like it works, but for the most part, not my favorite.
Yeah, it's got to be for a reason, isn't it? If you do it just for this little gimmick, it's a bit weird. What about you, Dave? Have you read much in second person?
I'm trying to remember. I don't think I have read much in second person. I think from what I recall, I think Dark Harvest, which is a Halloween book, that switched perspective, and some of that was in second person, which was part of what was interesting about the book. But
did it work?
I'm trying to remember. It did. But I'm trying to remember what else. I'm sure I have, but I can't recall any other second persons right now that I read. And that whole, and even that book, the whole thing wasn't.
Yeah. It'd be interesting to know how much people have encountered it, because it's not very common either, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's a funny style to use. Brilliant question from one of my students. Awesome. Thanks, Zach. Jenny says Pat was born research and education. Yeah, Pat's not been giving us stats yet.
Yeah.
Well, she might have been, to be fair, but we haven't got there yet. Margaret Rogerson, Enchantment of Ravens.
Yes, that one's not the one that I was thinking of.
Right.
Margaret Rogerson books.
Okay, I found this on the web.
Sorcery of Thorns. Sorcery of Thorns is the one that I was thinking of, that is kind of a dark academia.
Sorcery of Thorns.
It's a great title.
It's YA, so if you don't like YA, don't bother.
Do you read a lot of YA?
No. I can't stand the angst. It's usually too much romance. This one, the Sorcery of Thorns has a romance in it, but it isn't. That's not what it's about. So it's I can handle that one.
The first half of Babel bored the crap out of me. I love that.
Yeah.
But she kept going, presumably.
But you couldn't DNF.
You couldn't. Yeah. I'm gonna speed ahead. Kat says Babel doesn't look like her kind of thing. Finn's got it to read. Yeah, that's what I mentioned. Twilight. Yeah.
Twilight Academia.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. We have our first stats. Pat says the most viewed was episode 14. 394 views. That's good. That's nearly 400.
Was that
that's
you, Pat? That was Pat.
I think
wasn't
it's
it?
Pat. That's Pat. I think episode 14 is Pat. That might be the notorious one. Where
I love it. I love it. Everybody loves Pat.
Yeah,
that's where Pat. Well,
get me started on what. Yeah.
She was off on a research trip.
Who says you aren't actually a deity?
Yeah. You don't need the name.
Hiding in plain sight.
Yeah. See, someone thought it was MJ, but it wasn't. It was my first episode, the one that went off the rails.
Yeah.
Oh, this is nice. Look, Jenny says where Kat and I bonded for the first time. That's lovely. It's Jim. Hello, Jim.
Hello, Jim.
Hello, Jim. Can you do it? Can you do a Jim impression for us? You gotta go. Hello, Jim.
Hello, Jim.
That's my favorite Jim impression. Hello, everyone. I'm getting whiplash from all the live streams lately. I'm sounding like Roger Moore. Clearly, he's got an American accent. My name is Bond, James Bond.
Hello, everyone. I'm getting whiplash from all the live streams today. I hope you're all doing well. Was that better?
You've got a better American accent than me. I don't know how that works.
He's not American.
He's Canadian.
Jim's Canadian, yeah.
Yeah. But you got an American accent, mate.
Yeah. I guess it's
British,
right?
I can see why I was just confused
Canadian
the entire
is
thing.
still North American.
Yeah. We're going to get into a thing about is Canada going to be America?
Don't worry. A couple of weeks, it's all going to be the same thing. So.
Dave.
It's going to take care of all that.
Don't go there.
Sorry. It's hard not to go there.
Yeah.
Dude.
Then they were correct in their theorizing about yeah. Yes. Hello, Jim. Hello, Jenny. I am so bad with accents. I don't know if I've said before, but when I was about 16, I really wanted to be an actor. That's what my focus was in college. And I know I would have been terrible at accents if I'd have become an actor, because that's terrible. Oh, Pat's going, oi, stop the dissing Legend of Lattes. And it was a gentle, because we all, I liked it, but I definitely thought it could have been better.
Yeah.
Jenny, Thimble is the most adorable. Yeah, Thimble's a lovely character.
Thimble is great.
I think Thimble's the best thing about the book, probably.
Yes, he is. Yeah. Absolutely the best thing.
The Mild Rumpus is here.
Hey, Rumpus.
Hope to hop on the Hob train. Put the first book.
Excellent.
Nice. So, because I felt like we'd been late to the party, but it seems like there's lots of other people reading Robin Hobb for the first time.
Did you guys know that Robin Hobb is a pen name? It's not a real
I don't think
name.
I did. I didn't think I did. What's the actual name then?
I have no idea.
Oh.
I couldn't tell you. There aren't very many people that do know. I just know that I read like an article about her. Like she used to write a different kind of book, and she wanted to get into writing, fantasy and that kind of stuff. And she didn't want people to know that it was her that was writing it. And so she changed her name. And she even had friends talking to her that were like proofreading her
and didn't
book,
know it was her.
and they didn't know it was her.
That's brilliant.
Oh,
So it's not like she had to change it because there was somebody else famous called her original. Maybe her name was David Bowie
No,
or something.
there it is. It's Margaret Astrid Lindholm Ogden.
Wow, she sounds like
that's a
some someone who lives in some huge stately home in England
Robin
somewhere.
Hobb is much easier to say.
Yeah.
And remember.
So Margaret says she hasn't read Legend of Lattes, but that's sequel?
The second one. Yeah.
Oh no, that's the prequel, not sequel, isn't it? Had
Yeah.
actual demons and sword combat, so I can't speak. Oh, okay. I'm into sword combat. I prefer that to magic in my fantasy, personally. Pat's liking Assassin's Apprentice.
nice.
That's the one I picked up. So we're about to hear what my Rumble thinks of that too. Constance says, Pat, I am both surprised and proud of you. I'm pretty new to fantasy. Yeah. It's great. Pat's really stretching out her reading because obviously English teacher for many, many years, but she's looking at science fiction and a bit of horror as well. She's been doing. Deea.
Yeah.
Ooh, not happening. I like to sleep at night.
Urban fantasy all
Have
day
you
long.
tried horror though?
Well, yes, because you sent me your book.
Oh.
So I've tried
Stygian
the horror.
Society, is that the one?
Yeah, the Stygian Society. I tried the horror in there. But I've tried others. I tried reading Stephen King. I've tried reading is it Riley Sager? Is that?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I've tried
That's quite
reading.
YA, isn't it? Is it quite YA?
No, it's not
No,
YA.
but
More thriller,
I
though.
think it's pretty tame as far as horror goes. I don't think it's really
Yeah.
horror so much as it is thriller, suspense type stuff.
Yeah.
Stephen Graham Jones. What's the one? Something about Indians. All the Good Indians.
Oh yeah. I
All
like
the
that
Good
book.
Indians.
I thought it was really good. Did you not like that?
It wasn't that I didn't think it wasn't well written. I thought it was very well written.
just a bit
it was just too much for my little soul.
No.
Okay, fair enough. It is quite intense in parts, definitely. Which Stephen King book did you read?
Cujo and Pet Cemetery.
Okay. Yeah, if you don't like those, then yeah, I mean they're two of his best, I think. Yeah.
I started Salem's Lot, and I couldn't. I just couldn't.
I love that book. I think that's a brilliant book. But yeah, if you, it's got to be part of what you want to read, isn't it?
Again, I have read T. Kingfisher. That's something that Pat just brought up on the chat, and I've read her, but she doesn't feel horror to me. She feels
it's quite pretty prose, isn't it?
It feels like gothic fairy tale kind of to me.
I read
Which Kingfisher?
T. Kingfisher.
Which book?
Nettle and Bone. What Moves the Dead. House with Good Bones. Jackalope Wives. Bryony and Roses. I've read a ton of T. Kingfisher.
Yeah, it's a lot of Kingfisher.
I really like her.
I liked What Moves the Dead a lot, actually. It was one of those ones I'd describe as not putting it down.
Right. And it's a play on Poe's House of Usher. Yeah. And I like Edgar Allan Poe.
Right. But again, that's that gothic prose, isn't it? Yeah.
So
it's probably disguised. The impact is disguised in the language a little bit.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. Got a buffer zone.
Well, are you going to try the hollow places?
No. Why? Because everyone that I know of that reads horror says that the hollow places is scary. And I don't want to do that.
I like that.
It is, but if you like that thing that she does with, like with the what she did with the Fall of the House of Usher, she does the same thing with the Hollow Places. It's
Okay,
kind of a
maybe
play
I'll
with
try it.
the willows. Yeah,
Let me give it a go.
I
it's
might.
good.
I might try it.
This is an
Okay.
interesting one. Marv Rumber says, Between Two Fires. Have you guys read that?
Yeah.
I
No,
keep
heard
hearing
a lot
about it.
about it though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because that's is it Christopher Borman? Somebody Borman. Because the Black Tongue Thief, which I want to read next month, I think it is. That's
I've
the
read
same
that.
author. Is that really good?
It wasn't my thing, but I know lots of people that do like it. So
Okay. Yeah, this is by the same author, Between Two Fires, and it's set in the Black Death, I think.
I will say I have read The Black Tongue Thief and I have listened to The Black Tongue Thief, and I liked it better when I was reading it and not listening to it.
Right.
Okay.
Right, I'm gonna. There's lots of like really short messages here. I'm just gonna go bam, 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 bam.
The Dark is Rising sequence is a middle grade by Susan Cooper. That one's really good.
Heidi's angry with me. Look at this. I've been trying to get Gareth to read Pullman for over a year now. Well, it's going to happen soon. It's going to happen. So hopefully I'll make Heidi's day.
So he says.
Wow. Look at that. Throwing the gauntlet down. Robert Hugh Benson was a Catholic priest who wrote science fiction. Okay. If I can make it through Lord of the Rings, not just the eye candy movie, you give up a boring book. Who's the eye candy then? Are you talking about Aragorn or who's the eye candy? Let me know. I'm interested.
Probably Legolas.
Oh, Legolas. Yeah, okay, yeah, and not Gimli then.
Schmeagol.
I have to. I'm trying to skip message, but there's a Planet of the Apes reference here. If you want us to help, you'll pry it from our cold, numb hands. It's kind of paraphrasing it. Did you just call Lord of the Rings boring? Oh, here we go. They're fighting amongst themselves now. And now we've got a bit of wordplay from William. Humongous. We'll keep that there for a minute while I find. Kat says Matthew Riley's the only Australian author I can think of. Yeah, I don't think Australian authors get.
I've read. No, go ahead. There's a.
Sorry. I was just going to. Margaret just said there is actually a big section of BookTube where there's lots of Aussies and Kiwis talking about Australian stuff. So.
I follow a couple of booktubers that are Australian, and they talk quite a lot about Australian books and authors, but I just can't get a hold of them. That's the problem.
Well, Chris
listened to Richard Feidler. I managed to get a hold of an audiobook of a couple of his books, but I can't get them in print without paying like, $40-$50 for them.
Yeah.
So
it's got to be a good book in it to spend $50 on it. I watched Chris from Unlimited Reads. He's a lovely guy. He's Australian. But I don't know if I know any others. So.
I watch Angela's Bookshelf. That one's a really good one.
Oh, yeah.
And I want to say Scott from I'm gonna have to look up his channel name. I can't remember. Gemma and Jack talk a lot about him because Gemma actually does like Misery May with Scott, and I can't remember Scott's.
Okay.
But he's Australian too.
Do you watch any Australian booktubers, Dave?
I don't think so.
So when Jack said he's gonna have some sort of fight with me, Jenny says I'll need my walker to go into battle. Wow.
Remembering
Yeah,
the
she's brilliant. Yeah.
Pulling it back. With tennis balls. Oh, that's great.
I do watch
Jim.
an Australian booktuber.
Oh yeah, go on.
What's her name?
I watch those.
I think there's another female booktuber that I watch in Australia, but I can't think of who it is.
Chanel's Chapters, I think, is the title of her name's Chanel. I think it's Chanel's Chapters.
Yeah.
She's like incredibly voracious reader. I forget what she told me. She reads like, I don't know, like 300 pages an hour or something. Like it's like Steve Donahue squared. Like
Right.
it's like ridiculous how quickly she reads.
Oh, wow.
Jim says, I'm with you, Gareth. When there's a lot going on in your life, a quick and easy book is the best. Rod Roberts always wants to be able to escapism.
We switch into Jim voice.
That's for sure,
That's
Rob.
awesome.
But he's a unique man that we need to celebrate every time it comes up. That voice. I probably spend more time in books than I do in the real world. Mickey 17. I really want to see that, partly because I love what the director does. So I'm expecting it to be good just because of who the director is. Boon John Ho. I think that's how you say his name.
Did you read what's the book? Mickey.
The book's Mickey 7. Mickey 7. Yeah.
Did you read it?
No, because no reason actually. Just haven't got around to it yet. So yeah, I should read the book first, shouldn't I? But do you do
what is that?
Fiction and Plot. That's it. Scott's channel, Gunpowder Fiction and Plot.
Oh yeah, I've seen that channel. Okay. Yeah.
Thank you, Margaret.
This is Brian in the chat? I didn't see Brian in the chat. Is it just a random mention of Brian? Brian's the master of finding the weird thing that the algorithm actually likes.
Maybe.
Yeah, where is he? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Do you have fun? Yeah. There we go. A new statistic. Second most views is episode 4.
His first appearance. That's the second most views.
Yeah. No, he did tell us in Vox, didn't he? He was going on about it when he. Someone has to beat Joe because he's just going on about it too much. It's just like I'm the king of chat.
I love it. We need to summon him with biscuits.
Summon the rage. Real words should be avoided at all costs.
I agree.
Biscuit. So Lane's watching Farscape, which is wonderful. I don't know if you've heard, but it's a very good show.
I just looked it up because I didn't even know what it was.
You've never heard of it? That's Australian.
Yeah, that's what it said.
It's an Australian production company.
Yeah.
Do you like watching sci-fi shows? Do you, or just
sometimes?
books?
I love Firefly.
Okay.
If you like Firefly, you'll probably like Farscape.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I love Firefly. I loved Battlestar Galactica, the original Battlestar Galactica.
Oh, the original! Wow.
Not the remake. I never even saw the remake, so I can't say that I don't like it.
All right. I thought you were going to say you disliked the remake for a second.
I grew up on Star Trek. Love Star Trek.
Cool.
The original and the new generation and Deep Space Nine and all of those. I like those.
Brilliant.
Yeah. So
awesome. Okay. I've got a bunch of Star Trek videos on my channel that you might want to like top 10 episodes and all that sort of stuff.
Okay. All right.
You need to watch the remake though of the Battlestar Galactica.
It's his favorite program, Deea. It's his favorite program.
I don't know that I would appreciate it. You know what? Here's the thing. I don't watch any TV pretty much these days. So anything that I'm talking about that I like is from way a long time ago, you know?
But if you like politics and stuff, it's very political.
Well, the original was too.
it's more political.
It's more political.
I mean, I was a kid when the original was on, and I loved it. I was a big fan of the original, and I was also a massive fan of the A-Team. So clearly, Dirk Benedict was a big part of my childhood, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, the new one's much more serious and much more like the politics is more complicated, you know. Because
Okay.
yeah, the original is political, but yeah, the new one is much more nuanced, if you like.
Yeah, I can't think of any. I mean, I'm sure that I've watched many other. I love anything that is like futuristic and out there. I tried to watch Escape when it first was airing, and
Escape. What's that?
it's the James S.A. Corey series. Isn't it
Oh,
Escape?
you mean
No,
Expanse?
Expanse. Yeah. I tried watching that when it was first on. But it was just too grungy. It was dark. I was like straining to try to see see the screen. What are they doing? What's going on?
Yeah, sometimes.
And it was like really gritty, and so I didn't enjoy that one quite as much, but I watched the first season of it. So
right. Yeah. I've read the first book and I really loved it. I need to read the others. So
Pat's coming in hot with more.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'll keep going. Jenny loves Farscape, which is good. Third watch through, and she's got the movie, which is a two-part TV movie to finish the story. Long story. I'll talk about Farscape another day. Milk
in your goblet.
Oh,
yeah.
Milk, really? That's the story you're going with, Dave.
Pratchett of world and yeah. So clearly, Cat's had a bit of luck with that.
Yeah, is Cat here in the United States?
Yeah.
She is. Okay, so maybe it's just my part of the U.S. that I can't find them. I've tried looking even on eBay though, and I can't get them affordably. So when I buy a used book, especially a mass market paperback, which most of Pratchett's are over here, you can't. I don't want to have to pay more than $3 or $4 for it.
Yeah.
And most of the time, I can't find them less than 10. So that's been my issue. Dave found one for me. I did get We Free Men.
Oh, We Free Men. That's one of the ones I haven't got actually. Is that one of the ones you've read?
No, I haven't read it yet. It's on my shelf to read. It's coming up very soon. I usually try to read them in the summer. They're just so much fun.
Yeah, they are a lot of fun.
They're like easy vacation reads. I really like to take them with me.
Yeah, so it's a light read, Dave. So I wouldn't overthink it. You know.
I have someone calling me, so I'll be right back.
Oh, okay. There's a bunch of stuff about COVID. I really feel bad skipping messages. I'd rather read them all out, but there's a bunch of stuff about COVID. And Jim said that he's works from home, and people are saying they're avoiding real life. And then Constance says, booktubers who chat with you in the comments are the best. And then, Elaine's 3 years next month.
Awesome.
Margaret saying hello to Zach, my student. Hello, good guitarist. Destined to be the cool aunt. Morrison's is well good. Well good. And there's a bit of a Portsmouth thing that is saying well good. We put well together for everything.
Is that Portsmouth specific?
Yeah, it's pretty Portsmouth specific. Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was just a general British thing.
It's a bit of a regional thing, yeah. We got words in Portsmouth that are quite local to us. Like if someone's moaning a lot, we might call them a squinny. That's a Portsmouth thing. And if they're an idiot, it might say Dinlow, and that's a Portsmouth thing as well. Jenny uses Sainsbury's and Tesco, so she's got a lot of money.
Eggy bread.
Yeah, we don't, because you said French toast, but we don't, because I was talking about frying the bread, because toast is obviously toasting the bread.
No, but French toast, you fry it.
Right.
French toast, you do in a frying pan.
Right.
Does that sound like your eggy bread?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to skip some, but Kat's starting to cook dinner, so she may have a chance to catch up. Jenny's saying she feels abandoned. Oops, I just got rid of that by accident. Absence makes night grow fonder. William's got me putting upload second person POV story to Patreon on my to-do list. Yeah.
15 minutes behind. We're not still, are we? No.
I don't know, but ultimately it's because we're chatting. So I don't have an issue with it really. That's talking about the YA.
Yeah, the YA.
Read the second person, can't recall the title, was extremely eerie.
Yeah. It's not very common,
unusual.
Is it?
Kelly.
Hey, hi Kelly. Look forward to reading. This is how they lose Time War. Yes, it is second person.
Somebody else.
Do you like it, Kelly?
Looking forward to reading it.
Looking forward to reading it.
Yeah.
Okay, because that was.
Did you read it? Do you?
Yeah, it didn't work
What'd you
for
think?
me. I didn't.
Yeah, it didn't work for me
didn't
either.
love it.
It didn't work for me either. I've read it and I found it a bit of a pain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a weird book. It's one of those ones that's like such difference of opinion because some people love it. Like they think it's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And
I think the weird thing for me was I thought it was a good idea when I first started reading it, and halfway through I thought actually I don't think this is a good idea.
Yeah.
It's a weird one. Yeah.
I just couldn't even follow what was going on really half the time.
Yeah.
It's a bit pretentious, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
a good word for it, I think.
It's like try too hard. Feels like.
Yeah.
Oh,
but you should still read it anyway, Kelly.
Yeah. Oh, don't let us put you off it because
some people love it.
Second person works if it's in the form of first person referral, where there is an I character and a you character.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I know. I honestly just never pay attention to it. Somebody else was asking me a question about this earlier today, actually, and I was like, I just never pay attention to what tone it is in. What
what perspective it's in.
Tense,
I forget. If I haven't read a book for a year and then someone says, was that in third person or first person? I'm like, I don't know. I can't remember. Because those two are kind of interchangeable a little bit, aren't they? They are different techniques, but I always forget, or I often forget, if it's in third person or first person.
And I, what was the other one? She was like, third person, past tense, and I was like, how? I don't get. I'm just gonna. I can tell when it's an omniscient narrator. Well, I can, or something like that. But I'm not. I just don't pay attention to the tense. All I do is like, am I understanding the characters? Am I connecting with the characters? Do I get the world building? All right, I'm here for the ride.
I think that's the most common version, isn't it? Past tense, third person past tense.
I gotta believe third person past tense is the most common.
It must be, yeah. That's because I remember when I first started writing, I had to make sure I consistently stayed third person past tense. Because that's what I thought was standard. But
no,
not Roger Moore. Some people being offended at being called American.
Canadians.
I should.
Oh,
Canadians
sorry, Jim.
being-
I was
Yeah.
being sarcastic, Jim. I hope you know.
And I think it was.
I mean,
Cobalt
fearfully
Dragon
sarcastic.
that was saying,
Yeah.
"Don't call us
Yeah.
Americans. Please don't call us Americans."
Hey, we are. Well, I think the whole. Well, I'll say the whole world. Much of the world is very pro-Canadian at the moment, so I don't think you got anything to worry about getting our support. I'm sure lots of. I bet about half the American population are very pro-Canadian as well.
Oh, so Jenny's Scottish? Is she Scottish?
Yeah. She lives in Scotland. And if you watch her videos, it's very clearly Scottish accent.
Okay. I'll have to look.
Yeah. Mind you, it's quite a soft accent, I'd say. Quite a soft, because some of the more like Glaswegian accents and stuff, some Americans find them hard. Like when I watch chat shows and there's like a Scottish person on and an American actor or something, they're like, I have no idea what you're saying. It's quite funny. But
it's like the deep South here.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. Someone's not responding to William's jokes. I might have skipped them. I don't know. Almost lost my iPad. Whoa. I love Gareth's reading of the exclamation point. Something between a paradox and a surprise ferret.
I mean,
that's what
fair.
I'm going for. Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah. That's my life goals. T. Kingfisher was recommended to me last year as a cozy horror.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's very. Yep, I think that's true. If you think about like Nettle and Bone, it's like almost fairy tale-ish, and so it feels like cozy and familiar. But then she always has these twists that she puts on it, and there's this bit of horror that you're just like, whoa, where did that come from? And it works.
Constance asks you, have you tried The Haunting of Hill House?
I love The Haunting of Hill House. Yep.
Yeah, that's a brilliant book. Have you read that, Dave?
Yes. I didn't hate it, but
that sounds like a lot of praise there. I didn't hate it.
I mean, it was decent.
I think it's very mild. It is psychological.
It is very mild.
Yeah,
it's very mild. It's one of those ones that's go ahead.
It's not like guts and gore, grotesque kind of horror.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
and I think it's one of those ones that strives to not be clear, right, and let you wonder about what's really actually happening.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There was. So I read that book, and I also watched the Netflix show. Did you guys see that?
I didn't see that.
Okay, so very unlike the book. Very unlike the book. It was one of those ones that was like I was complaining about. I always use World War Z as the example.
Is it cookie time?
Oh, you're just jumping right into the cookies?
No, this is an apple pie.
Oh.
What?
Okay. All right.
So this isn't cookie time. We'll get to them. This is bonus apple pie.
Okay.
Which I'd normally put in the oven, but I'm having it cold because rock and roll. But you're chatting away, man. So I thought I'd eat an apple pie.
I've been hungrily waiting for my biscuits, and you're sitting there munching on an apple pie. That's not right.
Okay.
Dreadful by Caitlin Rozakis is more comedy than horror. And Kat says again that Stephen King's horrible to dogs. But like I said in the chat with, who was it, Elaine, maybe? It's because he loves dogs. He knows how much that would be an impact in the story because how much he loves dogs. Do you know what I mean? He doesn't hate dogs. He just uses them in stories because it has that impact.
Yeah.
So should we do biscuits now? Because I'm hungry too.
Yeah. All right. We'll just finish with Jenny. It's just finished up Dead Silence. It's not Titanic meets The Shining. We quite liked that one, didn't we? Dead Silence, but the ending isn't great, isn't it?
Yeah, right. It was. Yeah, that was one of those. It was a good journey, but the
Yeah.
ending was kind of sucky. I thought, but yeah, no. I mean, I liked it, and we both had similar feeling, right?
Did you read that one?
Did you read that, Deea?
No, I don't even
Horror
know what
sci-fi?
it is.
Oh, it's about a there's like they find like it's basically like a ghost spaceship.
Who wrote it?
Barnes. What is it?
S.A. Barnes?
Oh,
S.A. Barnes.
Nope.
Yeah, it's like some treasure. I guess they were treasure hunters, right? No, they weren't treasure hunters.
I think they're just looking at a derelict ship and it was trying to investigate what it was.
Yeah, and it had been like a famous space cruiser ship and had gone lost, and then it's now found again, and something happened. It's very ghosty, sort of them trying to go on the ship, figuring out what transpired. So it was pretty good for like pretty much all the book, except just like the explanation at the end kind of wasn't so great. But
yeah, I think that's the problem with it. The explanation, you're like, oh, is that all this is? Yeah.
Okay.
So Deea, you're our guest, so I think you should start with your biscuits.
Okay.
We're 2.5 hours in and we're going to start talking about biscuits. My cup of tea has been cold for 2 hours.
So
Come on, carry on.
These are gluten-free, sugar-free. This is called
just concrete, is it?
It's called a tweel.
Oh,
see, it's hollow. We used to call them cigarettes when we were kids.
Tweel, love it.
What? It doesn't look like there's anything to it there. What?
It is coconut, and they have different flavors of them.
Okay.
I did not make these. These are ones that I can eat. So
yeah,
because
I'm sold on the coconut.
Before?
Mm-hmm. I have.
You've had them before?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they're really crispy.
Nice.
Yeah. So
that's cool. I love coconut flavored stuff. So yeah, I approve. Awesome. So hopefully we've got people in the comments going, yes, I love them. What are they called again? What are they called again?
Says I had her at coconut.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're made with coconut flour, coconut flakes, and coconut milk. So yeah, it's like triple coconut. And
coconut city.
And you know how sweet coconut is.
Yeah.
So you don't really need the sugar.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, Dave, what have you got?
You're gonna like what I got.
Are they hobnobs?
No, they're not hobnobs. I was very surprised I found these.
British shortbread cookie collection. So what are the three types?
British shortbread cookie collection. So it's English toffee and nut, coffee, and cocoa.
Nice.
So I'm not going to eat them all tonight, but I'll try one.
Yeah, try one.
The English coffee.
Shortbread.
Oh, jeez.
No, did you say shortbread? Shortcake?
Yeah, they're shortbread.
Yeah, they're all shortbread.
Yeah, you'll love it.
Let me see.
Yeah.
Ooh. Oh, this looks good.
Olive's like, that's why I'm here. That's what I've been waiting for. Come on.
I don't think you can have this. Oh, these are little. These are little. All right, let me see.
Yeah.
Come over, right?
Kat says, I love that it says cookie on a British box.
Yeah, right.
Well, yeah, but that's because no. There's a reason for that. So we call cookies a particular kind of biscuit. So it's probably an influence for America, but there's a certain kind of biscuit that we call cookies.
What is
So,
that? What
so
is
I
that
know
kind of
I know
biscuit?
what look it would be. I know what shape it would be and all that because it's called a cookie.
That
Oh,
is well good.
Yeah,
That is well
they're
good.
really cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
What you got?
Right, right. So I haven't opened this packet. I've wanted to open this packet for 2 days. I bought these for the live stream, and I've not opened them. And these are one of the kings of the UK biscuit thing, right? So when you ask like a bunch of people, a bunch of students, what their favorites are, these sometimes come up. So you're either going to get digestives, you might get chocolate digestives, they're popular, hobnobs are popular, bourbons are popular, but custard creams are really popular.
Custard cream.
Custard creams. And they are one of my favorites by a mile. I've probably had custard creams on the show before, but I love them, and I need to get into the packet now, and I can't find the little bit that will move you. Oh, there it is. The tear here bit.
Dave,
Tear here.
where's Olive's cookie? Olive
Can I just
needs a
say-
cookie.
I gave her a
unless-
couple. She's having the blue bits.
Well, she's
I'm
waiting.
gonna, oh, that's
She's
cool.
watching you eat, and she needs one.
I'm going to share a confession. When I was a kid, I used to find the most difficult way of opening a biscuit packet. It was ridiculous. I used to like destroy it when there's, and it took me years to realize there was a thing here that said tear here, and it was just like you just take it easy. And I used to open a lot of packets of biscuits when I was a kid. So this is a custard cream, obviously the classic. Hold on. Yeah, so it's obviously the cream in the middle.
We call those sandwich creams over here.
Yeah, it's a sandwich biscuit. They would call it a sandwich biscuit over here because you had different types. You can get like obviously, I don't know, lemon flavored sandwich types. You get chocolate flavored ones. You get all sorts of things. But custard creams are a sandwich biscuit, definitely.
Oreo,
so we use the same language.
An Oreo cookie.
Yeah, Oreo. Yeah, Oreos are sandwich biscuits. Yeah, but these are really, really. If you go in any shop that's got any biscuits, you'll find custard creams there. This is the Co-op lot. No, it's not. It's not One Stop. Oh, this is like a very small chain. The One Stop ones. They're probably McVitie's, but they shift them off to the One Stop shops. So it's a little convenience store, and you can always reliable. The cheapo custard creams are just as good as the expensive ones.
Sorry, Margaret.
Let's see the inside.
Margaret said, I don't call those sandwich creams. Speak for Idaho, Deea.
Right. While we get our biscuits, we got a little bit of male objectification going on here, so we need a little bit of that. There hasn't been enough male objectification, even though we did talk about Dave's body quite a bit at the beginning, but we didn't see Dave's body. So Margaret says the eye candy in Lord of the Rings depends on the age of the viewer. So Kat jumps in with Legolas was a rare exception for blonde hot, but Aragorn definitely. Jenny says Aoma for me. Carl Urban looked great with long hair. So we're all like got our opinions. Deea, who's the most attractive member of the male cast of Lord of the Rings? Come on, Deea, give us your opinion.
You guys are gonna laugh. Ian
McKellen.
No, everybody. So this is because of the books and not just because of the movie. But I have always been a Frodo fangirl. And so it would have to be Elijah Wood, I guess.
Oh.
So, yeah.
I love that.
But in the movie, I don't know. Probably still be one of the hobbits. I'm very short. So
Brilliant. I love that.
5'2", 5'3", somewhere in there.
That's still taller than a hobbit.
It is, but not much. And if you remember correctly, the younger the generation of the hobbits, the taller they got.
Oh, okay. I forgot that. That's cool.
Yeah.
Does anybody like Sean Bean in the chat or on screen? Like, do you fancy Sean Bean?
No, but I did like Faramir.
Okay. Is that Dave? Oh, what's his name? David something, was it? Yeah. I love the way they played him in the film as well. I thought he's such a brilliant thing.
Also, margins here. I have seen the films one time. That's it. That's all I've seen them. I haven't rewatched them or anything, but I've reread the books several times.
Yeah, that's cool. I've seen the films many, 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 many times, and I've read the books twice.
I think I've reread
Max
them.
Barry is Australian, so I've got something by Max Barry. As a Margaret says, Faramir as well.
Yes.
Yeah, Gunpowder picture.
Faramir
Formerly Scott and now. So, here we go. Emma wasn't bad. Long hair is usually a turn off, but it worked in those movies for.
I agree about long hair usually being a turn off.
Okay, I used to have long hair when I was in my 20s. Philip Hall is an enjoyable Aussie book tour, but there you go. Philip Hall's another one. Steve Donahue Squared as a channel name. Would that be copyright infringement? Australia book ramble. What? Philip Hall, poet, so amazing. So his poetry is really good. Australia book ramble, New Zealand. I like the syntax there. I almost always watch the adaptation, then read the book. Oh, okay. Jenny does the reverse of what a lot of people say.
Wow.
Yeah. That's interesting, isn't it? Because I always think that the adaptation is going to define how you visualize the book.
I watched a movie that was based on a book by Louisa May Alcott, The Inheritance. And I like the movie so much more than the book, because The Inheritance was something that she wrote when she was like 16 years old, and she tried to like put it in Britain, and everybody was a lord, or and she did the whole class thing and everything. And in the movie, they just turned the whole thing American, and it fits the tone of the story so much better than trying to have it be in Britain. And so I don't even acknowledge the book.
The biggest example I've got of a film that's much better than the book is Children of Men.
I don't know.
It's like a dystopian thing where nobody can have any children, and then somebody's discovered to be pregnant, and then this guy played by Colin, forgotten his surname, forgotten who it is, but anyway, he has to transport her, and and Julianne Moore's in it as well. It's a fantastic film. Michael Caine's in it as well. But the book, oh my god, the book is just bad, I think. But it's also doesn't even have most of what's good about the film in the book. And like about 3/4 of the way through the book, you're thinking, is this going to be any element from the film in this book? And then right at the end, there's like a bit of it that's clearly what they ran with the film. It's a funny situation. So yeah. But the film Children of Men is amazing. I think one of the best. I've got another one. Joe's episode 28 2 weeks ago is in the number 3 slot. 311 views. So Joe has the total and 3. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. So Joe took you over, Pat. Because I think Pat was like, wasn't Pat like the 2 of the top 3? The last time, I think she's fallen down a peg.
Oh, everyone has to watch this episode over and over again to just knock Joe down a peg. Joe's getting a bit too big for his boots.
You're funny, Pat.
Elaine's with you on the original Battlestar.
Oh, yay!
And then Margaret's like, "Yay, team!" Yeah, I loved that when I was a kid.
I actually did too. I really
Yeah.
loved it.
Yeah. And you can't think of that without having
Yeah,
dun dun
no.
dun 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 dun.
That was like my late night. I got to stay up an hour later to watch 18.
Oh,
Oh,
really? Was it on late?
Yeah.
That's interesting. It was
Yeah.
on. It was just like a prime time slot for us in the in the
Yeah,
80s.
it was for us too. But I was little then, Garrett.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So maybe you weren't, but I was little, so I had to go to bed at like
Hey,
8.
hey, mate. There's only a couple of years between us. Pat says I'm wrong. MJ was number 3 slot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I really thought MJ was up there. So yeah. Benedict is the only Starbuck. So clearly
Ooh.
there's issues with
Amen.
Dave's Starbuck. Yeah, that's so true, isn't it? And you were saying you couldn't see what was going on in the Expanse, and like, right, saying, yeah, why do they do that? It's annoying.
Yeah.
It's a bit weird. I remember watching something, and it was like literally probably like 15 minutes. You think I have no idea what's going on. It was and I tried to adjust the TV, but it just looks even weirder when you try and adjust the TV.
Yeah, just gets pixelated.
That's apparently what happened with Van Helsing. I haven't seen that for years. Hot Hugh Jackman, but too dark. So you can't see the hot Hugh Jackman if it's too dark.
You just feel the heat.
You just feel Hugh Jackman. Okay. It's best to watch a few episodes of it. Oh, here we go. Number 1 is episode 14. Number 2 is Joe. Number 3 is MJ. Okay. This is cool. Disappointment indeed. I found him when I lived in, what's that? New Mexico?
Yeah, New Mexico. And she's talking about
is New Mexico now called New America?
It should be. It might be if certain people have their way.
Oh, can I just say, it was such a weird thing to see that woman, Caroline, whatever her name is, the guy the woman that's doing all Trump's work. She was on this thing, and she said that she was getting annoyed by some reporter who said about the Gulf of Mexico, and she said she doesn't understand why people aren't accepting the fact that it's a fact now that it's called the Gulf of America because Google's changed it. You listen to these people and said that means it's a fact, and I'm just like, what are you talking about? It wasn't Gulf of America 2 weeks ago, but now it's a fact. It's so weird. It's like Orwellian, isn't it?
Do you know how old she is?
22. I don't know.
Close.
27.
27. Yeah.
27. Yeah.
27.
And she's very brave to sort of go off and talk bullshit to all those different reporters, but it was just so funny. Okay, well, it's a fact. I don't understand why I can't see it's a fact. And they're like, well, you just randomly changed a name of an entire area of a map.
Part of, I have to say, I do. I mean, and I don't like all the things that are being said, but I do have to say that I think she is incredibly talented.
Yeah,
and
I think she's really smart.
She's really I think
strong.
what I was like at 27, and like, oh my God, she's like pretty amazing for a 27-year-old. But part of what she says stuff with very clear authority.
Yeah. But it's nonsense. It's absolutely nonsense.
I remember that day. She's like, it is a fact. And I don't understand why people.
But it's not. But it's not, though, is it? So it's just weird.
It depends what your definition. Depends what your definition of a fact is.
It's if you just suddenly decided to call Spain Italy, and then Google changed it to Italy, that wouldn't mean it's a fact. It just means that they're screwing up with their little social media stuff, the way the internet's used. Do you know what I mean? That doesn't mean it's a fact. Yeah. So weird. Oh, Jim is going, I need to be in the top 5.
We're going to start calling you old America pretty soon. That's what I think.
That's
my vote. That's my vote. It shouldn't be the United Kingdom anymore. It should be Old America.
There'll have to be some reference to our old name, so you can call us United America, as opposed to your mess.
Yeah, whatever you want. That's fine. As long as the America.
We don't want to be called United America. We are quite happy not being
You heard
America.
it here first, people. Gareth thinks that the UK should be called United America.
I have seen that guy, that new Prime Minister who did that speech going, we will never, but the Canadian Prime Minister saying we will never be American. It was such a strong, brilliant speech. It was very short,
we'll never
like 2
be
minutes.
The 31st state.
Yeah,
Is that what you're talking about?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The way he said it was just like, yeah, it was so brilliant. But who knows? Well, we got another one here. Number 4 was Joe. Number 5 was Lamar Rumpus. If Lamar Rumpus is on, he was number 5. Deea, are you thinking, well, am I going to suddenly get ranked here? Like, is this like a thing?
I'll be ranked, but it'll be the very last, the very bottom.
Hey, come on, not necessarily, man. Jim's waiting for a green jacket. He's been on a few times.
Oh, I love it. I love that.
Yeah. Jim is definitely in the running he's up there in the green jackets. You know about the green jacket, Deea?
Yes, Masters golf. Right?
Not that green jacket. This is, you ever watch Saturday Night Live?
Oh, like the hosting more than 5 times or something.
If you're on 5 times, you get the green jacket.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're doing green jackets.
Okay. Okay.
So you got a long ways to go. You got a long ways to go.
Well, I was just blessed and surprised to even be asked. So.
Oh, thank you.
Awesome.
We're so pleased you're here. So this is fantastic.
Yeah.
It's very chilled.
We're
so
very honored that anybody spends their time with us here.
Yeah. Then we got someone I can't remember. Well, actually, Joe was very excited the first time, but a few people they're like, "Oh wow, yeah, okay." And we'll be like, "Well, it's only me and Dave, so I'm not really sure why you're that excited." It's really cool. But Margaret said Vin used well fit earlier, at least from Manchester, so that's pretty cool. So clearly, it might not be quite as Portsmouthian as I think it is. British is automatically somewhat posh. Really? Do I sound posh?
You sound more posh than an American accent.
That's hilarious.
I'm American accent.
Any American accent. That's really funny because I'm not posh, but I guess it's how you perceive it, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
I don't pronounce my T's, so if I say I'm going to put the kettle on, I'm supposed to say the kettle, but I don't say kettle. I say kettle, which means I'm
kettle.
not. You say kettle or kettle?
No, it sounds more like a D. I think when we say
a kettle.
So
kettle.
It sounds like kettle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Put the kettle on.
I don't touch my teeth enough with the T. Kettle.
Jim's got to pick up Mrs. Mystery and Mayhem, and I would love the idea that that's what he calls her. That'd be awesome, wouldn't it? Hello, Mrs. Mystery and Mayhem. Jim, can you call me by my actual name?
What's your wife called in your phone contacts?
Oh, what, me?
Yeah. What do you have her listed as?
I've got. I don't know if this is going to sound really boring, but I've got her listed as Ali, which is her name.
Okay, Dave. What do you have your wife listed as in your phone?
Until very recently, she was Aquawoman.
Does she swim a lot?
Huh?
Does she swim a lot?
Does she swim a lot? No. Because we were for one. We used to have these Halloween parties, and I was Aquaman. She just goes along with me, and she goes along with my superhero fetishes. You know what I mean? And so I was Aquaman,
wow.
and she was Aquawoman, and let me tell you what, she was a pretty sexy Aquawoman. So she became Aquawoman in my phone after that. But then what happened was I just recently changed it back because I kept forgetting to ask Siri. So I'd be in the car and I'd say I'd say a real name, and it wouldn't find her because it would call another member of my family that had also started with the D.
Yeah.
So like, let me just change it back.
And if you said
why? What about you, Deea? What's your
James is
husband's name
Mr.
in there?
Delicious.
Mr. Delicious.
Mr. Delicious.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
God, can you imagine Dave being called Mr. Delicious?
That would be amazing. I can't even imagine my wife putting me in her phone as Mr. Delicious.
No, I would never be called Mr. Delicious.
I'd be. He must love that.
I dream of being called Mr. Delicious.
So do you like call?
I love,
you need to call him and you say, "Hey Siri, call Mr. Delicious." Is that what you do?
And when my phone rings, it says Mr. Delicious is calling.
So when he comes home from work, do you say, "Hi, Mr. Delicious"?
No, I never call it to his face. It's only Siri. Only when he hears Siri.
Oh.
What would be his reaction if you called him that to his face?
He knows what he's in my phone at. He just.
I love it. I absolutely love it. This is awesome.
You should call him one day when he comes home. You should refer to him as Mr. Delicious.
Make his day. It'd be well chuffed.
Love it. You know how much you would love that?
He calls me Lips or Hot
Lips.
Yeah, or Hot
Wow.
Mama. Those are the
or Hot things. What?
Mama.
Wow. Dude, this is great. This is
not that kind of show.
37
years. You're gonna
this is why you've been married for 36 years.
Set off Kat and Jenny right now.
Oh wow, this is amazing. Right, so I want to find out what Ali thinks if I call her Mrs. Delicious. The chat is going to sound really ordinary now. We've gone off on a
not in a minute. It's not. You just triggered Kat and Jenny, no doubt.
Yeah.
You just have to get down there.
See, look, we've upset Jim. Do you know what I mean? Like he's like, it's just too racy for him. He's had to go. He's like, I can't handle the sexiness of the chat.
Hey, he started it. He called her Mrs. Mystery and Mayhem.
Mystery and Mayhem, Mrs. Mystery and Mayhem. That's not the same as Mr. Delicious. You set a high bar.
This is how we get the ratings, boys.
What? I think I'm going to go into my wife's phone when she's not looking. I'm going to change my name to Mr. Delicious.
Yeah, do it. Yeah. Knowing that he probably hasn't seen this yet, we should to refer to Joe in our chat as Mr. Delicious. He'll be like, you'll love that. This is a great comment from Margaret. This is the point at which we should start looking for signs of exhaustion from the guests. What are we on? Yes, we're almost at 3 hours. So yeah, this is normally when we start. But to be fair, I mean, we've got still loads of comments, and we feel like we only just started. This is definitely one of the most chilled, relaxed chats. It's great.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
It's awesome. So it looks like Kat calls her partner spicy burritos.
I think that's what she was cooking for dinner. And I think she's gone now, so she's not even watching us anymore.
She can't reply to me. So I'm going to say for a fact that she calls her partner spicy burritos. I love it. And then
there's a fact.
It's a fact, just like Caroline What's-Her-Face's facts. Sometimes she calls her husband the Gulf of America. Hold on. Margaret calls her partner Body Horror Twists.
Oh no, we've gone off
Yeah,
the rails.
yeah, we're gonna. Who knows what they've written? Whatever they've written, you know. Oh no, sorry, I got that wrong. Margaret calls her partner Scouse Burn. And apparently they look like a mince pie.
That was your apple pie, I think.
Oh, interesting. Constance calls her partner Dave. No, actually, what is the comment? The black and white film of Haunting of Hill House of Judy Harris and Claire Boom is brilliant. Yes, it is. I agree.
Oh, okay. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, it's not much
I wasn't
earlier.
even aware of that.
Yeah. There was a. I think that might have
Jenny!
been written by Richard Matheson.
Jenny.
Is that a comment at the bottom?
Yes.
I'm afraid to go to the bottom because I'll see how much I've got to catch up. Elaine's got to
You're
go.
not that far away, actually.
That's cool.
To be fair, the Netflix Haunting of Hill House I thought was very good too. It just wasn't like the book at all, but it's definitely worth watching.
Right.
If you like horror, not you, Deea, you won't like it.
Oops. Yeah. I'm trying to skip on some of these. Oliver's like, "Excuse me, where's my cut?" Yeah. All praise the mighty cut. Absolutely. There we go. See, that echoes through our country.
And so everybody loves those over there, huh?
Really popular. Literally every single convenience store, every supermarket, you'll always find custard creams. If there's a really tiny biscuit thing, which clearly most supermarkets got a massive rack full of biscuits, but if there is a small one, maybe it's a really small convenience store, like a corner shop, you'll always get custard creams.
I think that you could probably find them just about anywhere over here too, but
yeah,
they're not popular. They're not things that people buy. Yeah.
Right. So you could,
and they're just about the
British.
cheapest cookie that you can.
Yeah, they are really cheap. That's true. Yeah, that's true for over here as well. So Constance says that Faramir is cute. They did.
I just love.
They did Frodo dirty in the movies.
They did. He's not near the badass that he is in the books. Yay!
You're the same.
5-2. Woo!
Oh, it was David Wenham. Yeah, I was. Yeah. So Constance likes Sean Bean. Kelly likes Sean Bean. I like Sean Bean as an actor. I think he's really good. I think he's quite a cool guy as well.
I think he dies really well.
He dies in a lot of films. Yeah, there's a bit of a. They talk about it in interviews.
I've never seen him make it through an entire film. He always dies.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure, the guy himself. I think he's a socialist. I think, which is always a nice thing. Andy Serkis narrates. No.
Yeah, the audiobooks for LOT.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. And he does really.
Andy Serkis is amazing, isn't he? I love that man. Clive Owen, that's it. Not Colin. Clive Owen. He's the guy that is the main character in Children of Men.
Yeah, right.
Such a brilliant film.
I like Clive Owen.
Yeah, I think he's underrated actually.
So I haven't seen it or read it. Should I just go ahead and watch that movie?
Yes. It's honestly one of the greatest films ever made.
But it's nothing like the book.
The book is one of the worst books I've ever read.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's massive gulf in enjoyment. I mean, one of the best things about it is the film is the depiction of this sort of dystopian situation, the way they're treating immigration and the kind of the hellhole that this country's in. And I think it's Britain. Yeah, I'm sure it's set in Britain, but they got these kind of Guantanamo Bay type things for the immigrants, and it gets really like crazy at the end with them trying to protect this girl from this madness that's going around, and bombs everywhere and stuff. It's so well done, and it's so huge, and there's nothing like that in the book. It's just it was I can't get that weekend back. Skipping around to catch up, that's not gonna work. I thought that was a different word then.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah,
I feel like you're cheating.
Yeah. Well, oops, you can hear Oops. You can hear the heat with Hugh Jackson. Jackman.
You don't have to see it. You don't have to feel it. You can hear
it. Super Orwellian. Yeah, well, it really is when someone's telling you it's a fact. It's double speak, isn't it? That's what it is. It's double speak. I nearly did a video on it. I thought I don't really want to do another video on it, but I nearly did a video about the fact that it is double speak. What she's doing by going, it's a fact. It's Gulf of America. It doesn't take guts to not have a clue and be surrounded by fellow brainless humanoids. Well, it's that thing where, like, if they've got questioning journalists, they say it's rude and nasty and insulting. It's a weird way to treat the press, isn't it? I mean, that's the Orwellian thing as well, isn't it? But there we are. I'll settle for Mark says she settles for a yellow vest.
rather than.
Margaret's only been on once. Isn't it, Dave? Margaret's only been on once.
Margaret's starting her own scale here.
Yeah.
Like she's like, instead of being on 5 times, you can be on twice.
Oh, she might have been on twice.
Incredibly witty comments, and then you get a yellow jacket.
Was she, Dave? Has Margaret been on twice?
Margaret has. Yeah, I think Margaret's been on twice.
Yes, been on
Margaret
twice.
was on. Yeah, Margaret was on with Holly, and then Margaret was on for Christmas.
That's right. Yeah, what Margaret does, Deea, she goes in the chat. She gets bored of talking to us and starts talking to everybody else. It's amazing. It's like, excuse me, you know. It's like she. Can you imagine it? It's like, go on.
She's a little too smart for us, so then she starts trying to find other people that can kind of understand.
It's like she's going. It's like we're having a chat. She's gone into another room with some other guests. You know, it's like, come over here. I'll talk to you. You know, unbelievable.
She just said I was doing it too. She's like, women can multitask.
Oh, so you go down there as well. Wow. In Indonesia, people randomly throw in English words in their talk. Even the politicians do it. Is that to sound more posh? Is that what it is? We're not even using words with Indonesian. Yeah, that's really weird, isn't it? Throwing a bone at their expat friends. Is there a lot of expats in Indonesia? It'd be interesting to know that. I thought they all went to Spain. There's tons of English people in Spain. Courtney's here.
Hey, Courtney.
Or was here. Hello, Courtney. Awesome.
Well, glad it's.
I don't think you're too far from the end here.
No, you're almost at the end, Gary.
Yeah.
Well, I've only skipped a few messages, so I don't think I'm too bad. Do a double speak video, make it a cool thumbnail. Yeah, thumbnails. Yeah, I'm all into thumbnails now. Yeah, I'd have to. Maybe I could make myself look like George Orwell.
or do like something where your face has like an echo going from it or something.
Oh, that's interesting. Or Caroline Leavitt, or whatever her name is, looking stupid.
Well, you really don't like her, huh?
I think I would say, like you said, it's impressive how well she can like articulately stand there and answer people's questions, but she isn't answering them with like an intelligent answer, just a very well spoken answer. Do you know what I mean? She stands there confident. She's confident. She's absolutely really confident, but what she's saying doesn't make sense. Do you know what I mean? She's brimming with confidence, and like you said, that's impressive. But it's very, very dangerous what she does. She's really dangerous, and she is one of the problems that we're facing. So, you know, it's absolutely true that it's impressive that she's confident, but it's very, very dangerous, and she's creating a lot of damage. So, you know, I'm quite happy to say, yeah, well done for being confident, but she's causing so much damage, mate. It's, you know, we are coming into a really, really seriously horrific time internationally, and she's one of the biggest problems because she's the spokesperson for it. Yeah. So if you sit there admiring her,
this might be a different live stream. No. I just think she's impressive, and I also think she's doing her job. You know what I mean? She has a specific job to do, and
she is doing her job. Yeah, absolutely. That's got echoes of the Nazis saying, "I'm just doing my job."
Yeah,
you know, it's not a really good excuse,
Yeah.
is it?
fair enough.
I agree with Margaret.
Doubled. Oh, Margaret and Jenny, double team time. I'm up for that. That'd be cool.
Oh,
Margaret
so a
wants to come
show
up
with Margaret and Jenny?
and Jenny.
I don't know if I can handle that. That's,
Well, especially as Jenny's just said she wants a safe word.
that's a lot of strong womanhood in one place at one time.
So we'll only have to talk to Jenny because Margaret will be talking to everybody else in the chat.
Safe word.
I love it. Did you see what Constance suggested for your thumbnail there?
2 tongues.
For your double speak thumbnail.
Double speak. Yeah. Yeah, impressive and not in a good way. Yeah, I mean that's the thing. It's about context. I don't think she's anywhere near the center of the problem. Well, she's a spokesperson for the problem. She's a danger. She's an absolute danger. She's causing a lot of damage. Confident and competent are always the same. Aren't always the same. No, aren't always the same. Margaret's going to represent Canada or Canada. I always do that when I write in the chats. I always do it too quickly, and I make loads of mistakes.
Yeah, she fixed it. Yeah. We could get her sexy socks back out.
Yeah, the sexy socks.
Unfortunately, I got the same boring socks on. What kind of socks you got, Deea? What kind of socks you got on? Oh, those are pretty nice.
They're awesome.
Deea, we're gonna have to add Deea to the sexy socks chat. She's bringing it to a whole nother level. Whoa! I don't know what those are. Those look like those like Elmo socks. They make
I got striped socks, man. It's caused my phone to go mental. Look.
Wow.
So we're gonna have a sexy socks episode.
We could have a sexy socks episode.
Oh, this is.
Look at those. Those are nice socks.
Nice socks. They're wool because it's still winter up here.
We're honoured that you're not just leaving them for Mrs. Delicious.
Although it's incredibly, it sounds incredibly ironic to say this, but I mean, it without a doubt, Pat is the reigning champion of the sexy socks. Nobody has yet to beat Pat's socks.
What were Pat's socks? Because I don't think I saw that.
I can't even say. I can't even say. That's how dirty the socks are.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey, look, this is interesting. So we've got some general comments about our awesome socks, and then and Constance says they're very exciting socks. I think we can all agree they're very exciting socks. William says many of his socks have holes in them, but I think that could be a thing. People might like that more. They're all holes in socks.
Very sexy sock.
Especially if it's a toe.
Okay. Dea's just revealed that she can relate to the idea of holes in socks being a sexy thing because she's moved it forward, especially if it's a toe.
I'm just saying,
what's your favorite?
There's a difference between a hole on a heel and a hole on a toe.
Okay, big question then, Deea. What is your favorite toe?
How did we get here? I thought this was going to be about books.
No, this one always happens after 3 hours in.
I don't think I have a favorite.
No, or at least you don't want to tell us because that's too much. Okay, that's fair enough. I think Margaret will tell us.
How it's like trying to pick a favorite child. How do you do that?
I love that. So all toes are equally wonderful, yeah?
Yes.
And equally sexy.
Loved, adored.
Okay, this is brilliant. I just got a pair of those for my sister's birthday with sea turtles on. Oh, sea turtles are sexy in socks. Several of mine have given up on the ghost. Yeah. Mr. Delicious will just have to learn to share.
Just the socks.
And then Dickies.
Yeah, those were Pat socks.
Libercard socks just sprung a hole. Oh. Okay, I'm going to put this on screen, dear, but I'm not sure if this is too much to actually say it out loud.
I have zero.
Okay, we'll wear socks and sandals. Nothing wrong with it as long as it's not with a tux. My eyes are going. I thought it said as long as it's not in a taxi. Not really sure why that would be a thing. So now we've got an image of William with his sandals on, which is very cool. But he lives in a place that's like really hot, isn't he? And like very, it's just like amazing weather all the time, right?
That's true. But then why do you need the socks, William? How come you don't just wear the socks?
Yeah. Do you get monsoons in Indonesia as well? Is that a thing? Are you a marine biologist or a web developer?
I don't get
now I'm thinking of webbed feet.
Wear socks with sandals? I don't.
This is always so much fun. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Constance.
Thanks, Constance.
So this is presumably two different types of people that wear sandals, right?
With their socks. Socks with their sandals.
Oh, okay.
The socks prevent blisters from the straps.
True. Very true.
Okay.
So it's very wise, see?
Mm-hmm. Bye, Constance.
Bye, Constance. We haven't talked about what we're reading.
What are you reading, Deea, right now?
A lot. I already told you about Anathem. And
yes.
I'm also reading or rereading Ovid's Metamorphosis.
Oh, wow.
So I'm rereading that in a new
did you find that one? That particular one you were looking for?
Finally. Okay. Yeah. So it's the Stephanie McCarter translation. She's the first woman to ever translate Ovid. And so I picked it up for that.
Oh, it's just come out, isn't it?
Yeah, it's in the last few years. So I'm reading that. That's kind of like my bedside book. I'm taking it just, a few poems at a time. And then I'm also reading Mary Stewart's Thorny Hold. So Mary Stewart writes kind of gothic or at least eerie mysteries with a really quirky kind of love story thrown in there somewhere. So that and this one happens to be about magic, and I'm really enjoying it. And then I've got 2 middle grade books that I'm reading as well: Clockwork Sparrow and the Wind of Ghosts or something like that. So
okay,
yeah.
So there's loads that you're juggling. Do you is it like if you're in the mood for that one, you'll pick it up, or is it like I'm going to read that one today regardless? Or
I read all of them every day.
Oh, okay.
All of them every day.
Yeah.
How many hours of reading do you do a day then?
It's probably 3 or 4.
Oh, okay. So you'll do like an hour on something and then 20 minutes on something.
Yeah. The Thorny Hold chapters are really short, so that doesn't take hardly any time. We're doing 3 a day. I'm buddy reading this with Becca from Read Becca. So I'm doing Thorny Hold with her. And so I report in every day on that one. It's actually the one that I'm the most enjoying right now. I really am enjoying it. And then the Clockwork Sparrow and the other middle grade book are usually like what I read around lunchtime. Ovid, like I said, is like what I read right before I go to bed at night because it's just, poetry. It puts me to sleep. But I love it. Don't get me wrong. I love it, or I wouldn't be rereading it. And then Anathem is the one that I have to have like the most brain space for. And so I try to do that like in the morning after I've kind of caught up on anything else that I need to catch up on. I just sit down and read the big brain space book.
Yeah.
So.
What about you,
so,
Gareth?
Well, I've been struggling a little bit, but weirdly, I've picked this one up again. So this has got a bit of a racy cover. So this is.
Whoa! What just happened? You went sideways. Are you in Dea's house?
Oh, he's frozen.
Uh-oh. And he's the master of the stream tonight, so I don't know. There's nothing we can do about it, I guess. He's going to have to kick himself out. Come back in.
If he does that, then we'll be gone. We'll just disappear.
Wow, he must have just whacked the phone, I guess. Let's see if we can, while we're waiting, where did he leave off? The socks. Thanks, Margaret.
Something about, let's see.
Oh, so Constance said she didn't say she was leaving. Okay, fair enough.
Okay. That was a typo. Very cool. Oh. Oh, good. So it didn't kick us out. That's great.
Oh, yeah, no, we don't need him to keep going. A silly grin on my face for so much of the stream and spitting it. Oh, Margaret. So, Mary Stewart, romantic suspense, outdated and privileged class to the max, but simple and escapist romance. Mary Stewart. You read any Mary Stewart?
That's what Thornyhold is that I'm reading. now.
Okay.
But I wouldn't call this one like class. It's not so much about the class for this particular one. And also it's so far I'm over halfway through it. And so far we have somebody that like she is kind of interested in, but there's no romance at all. It's really truly about the magic. And so Mary Stewart, every single book I've ever read from her, everything is different. So 9 Coaches Waiting felt very much like a du Maurier book, like a Daphne du Maurier book. And it was set in France. And Airs Above Ground was about Lipizzaner stallions, and it was set in like Austria. And then Moon Spinners was set in Greece. But they're all weird. Okay, here's
Yeah, it looks like his phone died, he said.
Didn't see that coming.
Okay.
Well, when you're on a live stream for 3.5 hours.
All right, maybe that's a sign. I think we're pretty much caught up here. You read. Margaret was asking if you read Phyllis Wheatley.
Phyllis Wheatley, I have read, but I've read her like kids' books. She wrote for kids and adults. And when I was growing up, I was reading like the kid mysteries that she wrote. I really liked them.
Okay. All right. Well, since our host is gone, we should probably. What do you think? Should we call it here?
Sure, we can. This has been fun.
Yeah, we're we're like we're almost 3.5 hours in. So, All right. Well, for whoever's left, we're gonna call it since we lost Gareth here. So thanks everybody for coming by. Thanks very much, Deea. This was awesome. We'll
Yeah.
have to do this again. I can't believe we didn't have you on before now. I don't know. I'm kicking myself. I don't know why we didn't do this before. So
Well, I loved it. It was so much fun. So absolutely. Just let me know.
you can try to get in the running for the green jacket. So
Okay. I'm never gonna make it up with Pat. I won't ever be up there.
Margaret's saying the stream will keep going with no one on. So. All right. Well, thank you, everybody. I think since he's gone, Deea, you and I both need to individually leave the studio. So
Okay. All
we need to
right.
click that. All right.
Yep.
Bye. Thanks, everybody.
Good night.
Well, I don't know if you can hear me, but thanks a lot for watching. See you later.